Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 371 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's transforming with me today? That's all I got.
Hey, it's Dominic. It's the 14-year-old who took notes in Final Fantasy VII and said, I could do that too.
And it's me, Kyle, from the RPG show, and I can't believe someone with such bitchin' power exists.
Mike, thank you for letting me sleep over this last week. It was very helpful.
This game did feel like a 14-year-old wrote it. You're not wrong. Not a compliment. You're not wrong. So we are here to talk about a classic RPG for many people. The Legend of Dragoon, developed by Sony Computer Entertainment Japan, published by Sony, and came out in 1999 Japan and 2000 in North America. And director was Yoshiyuki Hasabe. However you pronounce that.
That's probably the last big game that Shuhei Yoshida worked on before he became an executive.
Oh, did not know that. I don't know who that is either.
One of the big important PlayStation founders.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I mean, to a lot of people, this game is really fucking special still. Like, when we get the comments, I posted in a few groups, and I pissed off some people because I said the story was meh, and someone like fuck you almost. I'll read it when we get there, but
I bet.
Look, I'm going to say a lot of things this episode, I imagine. So, I'm probably the one that deserves the hate the most because I don't get it.
I'm going to be on the other side because I do like this game. Story, yeah, it's a little wanting still, but this is a classic. Super classic PS1 RPG. Top 10 definitely, arguably top 5 on a good day.
Ooh.
I would like to start these off with our memories. So I had played this before, but God, I played this before I was in high school. And I graduated in 06. So it must have been early 2000s then. I mean, shortly after this game came out. I mean, not that long because I had the greatest hits copy. So it wasn't that quick. But I remember playing this game because I was in 8th grade and I was in a Taekwondo class. And I remember I was trying out for the weapons to enter a tournament. And I did darts moves with a fake sword. And the guy's like, man, these are pretty good. I'm like, oh, thanks. So I do remember that still. I did a few I would interpret some of the stuff he did, like crush dance and things, and put it into and make it look more real, or what I was doing with no target in front of me. And they're like, yeah, you're pretty good. Like, yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, quick aside, did you hit the additions in real life?
No, probably I didn't enter the tournament. So we're gonna
even still, Mike, you're cooler than Dart already.
Well done.
I quit Taekwondo short before I ever went to tournament for the sword, unfortunately. But it was fun. I did go to a tournament, but that's neither here nor there. So that's my history. What about you, Dominic?
I heard of this game. I heard of how much people fucking loved it, and then you wanted to put it on the show. So I'm like, you know what? It's time to check it out.
People do love it. And Kyle.
All right, so I'm going to go into maybe a little bit over the top story, but I got this game right when it came out. I did get the strategy guide, the whole 9 yards. I thought this game was awesome when it first hit because it was one of the first games that had the addition system outside of Super Mario RPG or shit like that, where you had this. The squares look weird retrospectively, but at the time this was awesome. It was fantastic that you could do all that extra stuff, and the battles were engaging and enthralling. But it was weird for me. It was one of those games where neither of you has the strategy guide, the original?
I do not.
No.
Okay. The original strategy guide had a step-by-step battle for how to beat the last boss. It would tell you which characters to use, what to do, and I don't know if the RNG matched up. But reading that as a kid when I was 11 or 12, I thought this was the most complex, difficult game in the history of all games. So I would continually get to the last disc on disc 4, to the last dungeon, and just max all the characters, and I never fought the last boss until maybe 10 years ago. And I'm almost 40. So it was one of those games where I almost beat it 95% of the way 5 or 6 times, and then just scared myself out because I thought the last boss was so tough, and then just went and train wrecked the crap out of it. So for me, it's just one of those fun ones as a kid, just oh my god, this is such an intense, serious 4-disc game. And then as an adult, it's I just have to press X at the right time and use a couple of spells. Fantastic. But it's a fun game. It's a fun game overall. A lot of cool stuff in here, a lot of fun mechanics. Graphics were really ahead of their time, honestly. And yeah, I think it was, I don't know, just weirdly a bunch of nobodies came together and kind of made this game an RPG. I mean, nobody's entirely, but nobody's in the RPG world, and they did a really good job.
It's Sony that came together to make it, like internal Sony. Like this
but it wasn't Squaresoft. It
like
wasn't those
Japan
guys.
studio. This is like, but to your point, this was not an RPG studio.
Yeah, I mean,
before this point,
Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon were probably the biggest prior works for these people.
Like they were people that like they would farm out like, oh, someone like Cattle Calls making Arc the Lad or something like that.
Yeah,
this is their first in-house, fully like first party, and I think it shows.
It's also kind of like, isn't this a franchise that Sony tries to forget exists for the
they
most
put it
part?
on PS5.
Yeah, they did whatever it on the PS5. I don't know. It sold 1 million copies. Like, it really wasn't that bad. I don't know if it's just like stuck in IP hell or what it is right now, but you always hear that there's talks of a remake or a remaster. I wonder if they would just like truly want to do it, and maybe this is the next Final Fantasy VII for them.
I would be very intrigued by that.
Yeah, like I could see that happening more than just like a straight remaster, honestly.
Because I think you need someone to come in and rewrite the story.
Well, I don't think the story would be bad. I think translation, when it came over, just didn't give a shit. Or because they just thought it was cool to sound like a 14-year-old, because you're not wrong. It completely does. And it's a little really shouldn't. Yeah, it's not great.
The War of the Dragons part is like really cool, but then the rest of it and like making sense of it through the third and fourth disc like kind of loses most of its momentum, I think, in a weird way.
Like you say it's fun, but to me, part of the fun of an RPG is getting soaked into that well-told story.
Yes.
And so I look at lines where they keep talking about, oh, you're weak because you're a woman, or fucking names like Lavit Slambert.
Oh, come on, like, Slambert's a fantastic
You tell
name.
me what is... That is literally like fucking, I'm 14 and I think this sounds cool.
Yes.
I mean, I'm trying to think of other really stupid RPG names offhand, and I'm not pulling any on
Edge Maverick
right now,
classic
honestly.
one.
But yeah, there's a ton. There's a ton of
4.
really bad names. Yeah, Edge Maverick is a terrible one. Shoot.
There are a lot of them are bad. Like, I didn't really pay attention to anybody's more than their
from
first
the Bouncer.
name.
Those are pretty bad.
Kruger, Zeon Barzad. I love that game.
My problem with this game is that it's like, as far as the actual story, beyond just the translation, which is horrendous, the story itself, they try very, very hard to evoke that Final Fantasy VII, Cloud and Tifa, Oshana and Dart are in love, and this is important somehow. But they keep doing it in such a clumsy way. They're like, oh, you like her, right? You like her. You totally like her, right? Yeah. And he's like, I don't know.
Feels like it was just when they were translating it that they just didn't do a very good job. I mean, usually I feel like with PS1 translation is usually decent. Super Nintendo was the one where
no. You should look up Richard Honeywell. Like, dude is a maestro of doing translations for RPG or Honeywood. Sorry, I always mess that one up. But yeah, like there's like 3 or 4 guys who could do it in any serious way, and then everything else was just crossing your fingers and sending Excel spreadsheets from one country to another overnight, and like just hoping that they got the point of what was going on.
Yeah, it's
a really fun story.
Time Extension just put out an article about the guy who translated Xenogears and how that all went.
That's who I was talking about.
Was that him? Okay.
Yeah, it's Honeywell, Honeywood, something like that, I think. Yeah, whatever.
And like talking about like, we couldn't do Chocobo's Dungeon because half the source code wasn't there.
Yeah, that guy he's like all of our hero, and none of us realize it, who are RPG fans from the late 90s. You should look them up.
But if you're Sony and you see Xenogears in Final Fantasy 7 and 8, and your intention is not to hit that level of like localization, what are you doing?
Saving money.
It's a little tough. And like, I get at certain points, but if you kind of leave the multiple romance story, which was in almost all JRPGs at that time, like, no offense, even Grandia was trying to do crap like that. The other parts of the story weren't bad. Like the different species, 97 through 107, kind of bigger jawsing, the 108 stuff, like that was cool. The War of the Dragons before was pretty cool. Like the Wingley situation was kind of okay. It ended up being a bigger Jaws at the end of the day, but like they had They had a little bit of soul. I think really the worst thing about this game is just the continual backtracking through like the middle parts where you're just running through the same 5 screens, like through the desert back to back
yeah.
to
That
back.
didn't
And
super
that's where
bother
you
me.
lose a lot of that's where you kind of lose a lot of the story and the running of it, where it's like, okay, now why do I care? This is taking forever. Now I'm going to this floating magic place and I'm kind of losing why I'm going back and forth through all this. And now 2 people are saying they're dragons, but they're winglies. And like, I get that's kind of a big, throwing it all together. But I really just think part of the pacing was more of it. I think at its bones, this was a good story. And then they just couldn't figure out how to make all of it mesh into like a more succinct game. I mean, I know it's 4 discs. It's supposed to be, I can't even tell you how long it took me to beat, but 40 plus, I think, is supposed to be commonly. I know Mike just crushed it, however. But
Mike also did not play the same version you played. Exactly. So...
But yeah, it's a game that commonly takes you like 60 plus hours. So, it just drags after a little bit. They try to wrap everything up in the last disc with its, like pre-final boss, whatever sort of deal. And that's kind of nice, but it's poorly paced in a lot of places. I think that's the worst part of it.
I mean, I think it's cool that they try to do like a chapter per disc and they try to make each disc have its own feel. And I do think the game is very playable in the sense that nothing is too much of a roadblock or a barrier for you to keep going. There's not like a huge like grinding point or some puzzle that's too obscure for you to get. You can kind of just keep crushing it as you go. Yeah. And for that, I think helps make it like playing. Like it's immensely replayable in that sense of like I can just go through it.
Yeah, it's super accessible. You're able to use almost anyone to win as well, which is not very common in games of that age.
Right.
I know
when XP share thing too. Everyone gets XP.
They only get half. Well, my version they got 100%, but in the
Mike, you should talk about the version you played.
Yeah, whatever. Did you just get free legend casks?
No, I didn't buy them, by the way. I ended up buying the other piece to go back to what he said, but
all of it. Yeah.
So there are, at the end of the game, there are 6 different pieces of armor you can buy. One that nullifies magic, two pieces. One that nullifies physical attack, and they're 30k, which is a lot of fucking money in this game. But if you buy 6 of them and then go and try to beat the game, you're invincible, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's not hard. I bought the one that cut damage in half. I bought 2 of them. 50% of physical and 50% of magic, because they're like, buy the magic one. I'm like, no, I'll buy the one that does half of each because I like that better. But so before I say how I played this, Dominic, how did you play this? I'm going to go last.
So this was a really interesting, just like the show of how old things are getting, how old the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 are. Because I have the greatest hits PlayStation 1 disc, and I put it in my PlayStation, and dear God, that thing did not want to play this fucking game. Discs 1 and 3, for some reason, gave me so much trouble. From just loading scenes to just wanting to load up at all sometimes. Discs 2 and 4 were fine. But like, disc 3 was giving me like kind of a grinding noise at one point. I'm like, oof, I need to... So I kept switching with my PS2. My PS2 was also having different glitches. And like, also having trouble loading certain things, and the speed of it seemed off. It was really weird, really weird. So I just kind of kept leaping back and forth between my PlayStation and PlayStation 2 just to get through the game. I got there.
Kyle, how did you play this?
So I ended up just playing on an emulator. I have my original disc in the back. I put it in the PS2 and I played it for a little bit, but then I just wanted to get the ×2 speed because I was going to grind and just do some stupid shit like that. So easier. Plus save states with kids.
Oh, yeah. No, hey.
Yeah.
If you can emulate something, emulate something. Like, I will... Especially if you own it, then you can legally do it.
I legally did this one. There you go. So, yeah, take that.
You did. Because if you own it, technically long, but you're supposed to rip your own copy. That's another thing. But
I know, I totally did that. Don't worry about it.
So I played Legend Dragoon Severed Chains, and you're like, what the fuck is that? It is a fan-made PC port of the game.
Amazing.
That takes the ROMs, and that's how it makes the game. But so first I tried to play this the legit way. Okay, not legit way. I tried to I was going to emulate just the original versions, and the Steam Deck said no, we will not let you do that. And I'm like, I need to play this game portable, otherwise I was scared I would not get through it in time, because this game kind of terrified me, even though I'm the idiot that put it on the schedule. And I was like, oh no. So I looked up this thing and I was like, it's called Sever Change. I'm like, all right. And so what I could do with this one is I stopped doing additions at a certain point. I just turned on to auto. So the game did it for me. It's great. It made the game more fun, actually, because I could never pull off some of those autos. And I also would not have used Albert because I can't do Albert's additions. I couldn't do Lavis's before I turned it on either. I could never do the spear ones. No matter what, I could never understand them. They were just too hard for me.
Not surprising.
Albert's it was darts. There was one, like the second to last dart one that got really hard for me.
Back then I was good at darts. I was good at darts in this one too. And Rose. I used Dart, Rose, and Heschel back when I beat this game the first time, like fucking 20 years ago. I played this game 20 years ago.
I think it was Dart, Albert, and
kind of
Rose.
game. I used to play the drums. Like I've gotten 99 jumps in Super Mario RPG 3 times. I've never gotten 100, but like I love the kind of stuff.
It's not bad. It still held up. A lot of it was timing for me. I mean, just in time, like general, like I want to get through this game faster. And if I can't do these additions, then the game is going to be much harder. Plus I have to pay more attention. And I was playing this game while multitasking a lot. So I didn't want to keep having to do additions, or I wouldn't want to battle all the time because they're fun. But so I turned that on. I also was able to turn on the item limit. Like this game has a really low item limit,
which is
crazy.
I could carry. It's crazy.
It's
like 32 items.
It's a
what the
big strategic aspect of the gameplay.
Mine was 237, and I could hold like 30, 40 something. Oh, I could choose the number. I just went really high for the hell of it.
I'm surprised you didn't just use Shayna then.
I don't like Shayna.
Yeah, but so you load her with the magic items that attack everybody, and her magic attack is so high comparatively to everybody else, you don't actually use her attacks.
I didn't use
them. Just kill everything.
I only kill people with additions. That's actually how you
speed run the game, just so you guys are aware.
I collected all the magic items, and I sat on all of them until I went to go beat the game. Then I sold them all for nothing to help buy one of my 10K items.
They are wildly useful, directly stacks with your magic skill, and you can do the little mini game button press to do like 200 times damage if you have a turbo controller.
That's nice. I also turned on that the people that weren't in my party got 100% of experience. Yeah, so I fucked with a few things, but in my opinion, it was nice. Like, anybody who's curious in playing this game, look up Sever Change and play that. Like, it ran great. It even had a thing on it where if the game crashes, the game automatically saves. So when I fought the Divine Dragon for the second time, the optional fight, I died, or I didn't die during the fight. The game crashed. When the game reloaded, it's like, oh, you won. He was almost dead. And it gave me the item and like, here you go, move on. I'm like, thanks, game.
I mean, it's worth noting the game is notorious for crashing and bugs anyway.
It crashed multiple times on me, and I'm playing the PC, like, extra better version that they tried to fix some of it, and the game still crashes.
The PS5 port had a lot of issues. Apparently, when it first came out, they had to get patched because it was almost unplayable, apparently.
Yeah, they had an issue where when you use Dragoons on the wrong battle, it would like overload some data flags.
I had that too.
And then you would just like hard.
If you finish with the Dragoon, sometimes it would just not cooperate and just give you a black screen at the end.
Because yours wasn't modded.
Like that's another thing that's like super crazy. It's like this is stuff you could have seen. This is not hard stuff to find in as you're playing the game.
They're only a corporation. Do you think they have that much kind of money to waste?
This is their premier, first party RPG swan song to the PlayStation.
I never had that issue on the PS1. On the PS2, I know it had a lot of issues with the disc speed, but you could just change that setting and that helped out a bit. The PS5 version I knew was kind of heard is pretty garbage, but
that's what I heard too.
Patched it.
I was gonna play that version originally, but then I was like, I need it on the go. And that's how I ended up.
You don't have a PS Portal, Mike?
I don't want a PS4. I mean, I have a Steam Deck. That's enough.
But a PS TV.
I actually wanted those at one point for I could play Persona 4 Golden, but yeah, that's not necessary. I played it on PC.
I get that the additions are interesting, and they are to a degree, but there's a certain point when you're in the middle of a boss fight, and like, oh fuck, I gotta fucking time this out again.
See, that's why I wanted save states, because that's what I was going to try to do. And when I couldn't get the ROM to work, and when I ended up with the Sever Change version, that's when I just said fuck it at one point. That's why I turned them off. Because, I mean, the game is still fun, even without them, it is still, I was not bored at all playing this game other than near the end when I was just grinding for money. Because the money in this game is god awful to grind.
Yes.
There's no fast way to do it either.
I wasn't bored. I was more just like constantly disappointed by how they talked all the time. The way they talked was just so, the part where Haschel says, I searched for my daughter for 20 years and then I gave that up to follow Dart. It's like, why?
And then, did they ever even touch on the fact that Dart's mother is Haschel's daughter?
No,
I don't think they touched on that.
Is that what it is?
Right? I thought that's what it was, because there's a point where Dart sings a song and somebody was like, "Oh, that's a song he taught his daughter," and but I don't think they ever touch on it other than that one little comment, and then it's just kind of like, that's it.
Yeah, they do it in passing like once or twice and then kind of drop it for the most part. I can't remember if in the last videos they have one or two things on it, but it is, it's Heschel's daughter is Dart's mom, and Dart's dad married her after Rose and him stopped seeing each other because he got all petrified and shit. And
if they had that moment where it was like, oh, Haschel is technically Dart's grandfather, and they had that connection, it would make so much more sense why he would give up his quest.
Yes, but they don't ever, it's mentioned in passing, but I thought they were going to come back to it, and they never did.
Yeah, on disc 4, it is, kind of in your face, but they don't have Dart and Heschel in the same area when it's happening.
They don't, they never realize it.
Yeah, they let you
I thought that was a waste.
Not each other, yeah.
There should have at least been a side quest where you can, because they all have their moments throughout this game, and some of the side quests, they all get a little moment, they could have done something.
Congo gets screwed towards the end.
Congo's screwed in general.
Hongo's cool. I like Hongo. But there are really cool moments in the middle of the story, like when you're on the ship and you kind of have to, take control of each individual character and run around a little bit. And you kind of pass it off. That was really cool. I liked that. That was some character building.
Mm.
I wish the game overall was more like that.
I think
it ended up just go ahead.
I was going to say, to go back to Congo real quick, I didn't get his Dragoon thing until disc 4 because I forgot that you had to buy it. And then I didn't wait to the point when the game gives it to you because I was like, I'm in disc 4. Where the fuck is it? So I just ended up at the guy who randomly sold it to me. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't get it till disc 4.
It's not that good, but that's what I kind of meant. It's just he gets shafted towards the end. I feel like they tried to have all this story and all this stuff in there, and I get that it's a 4-disc game. They had a lot of space, but I think it might have just gotten to a point where they're like, we can't make this a 5 or 6-disc game, and now we're here, and what do we do? Because we spent all of our data storage on CGI.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think each disc is relatively the same. I feel like some of them are a little bit lesser than others in terms of how much.
2 and 4 are a little shorter than 1 and 3.
Which is fair, but because you can travel back to the cities on disc 1, they hold the disc 1 space on disc 2, and they hold the disc 3 space on 4. And when later in the game you go back to those cities, you have to flip discs back.
Okay.
I didn't have that problem either.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, I heard about all the flipping.
But it is just one of those old PlayStation things where crap, if we want to... It's not like you can have... When you're playing Final Fantasy VII, you can't have all the disc 2, you have to have everything on disc 1 on disc 2 plus the disc 2 cutscenes. That's how it works. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to access the space because the discs don't transfer the memory over.
Right.
Yeah. So, a lot of weird stuff, especially with 4-disc games. Final Fantasy VIII had the same issue. That's why on disc 4 you can only do 3 things.
Well, that's because the world is ruined. That's why.
Yeah, the world's ruined. We can't go back to it for memory storage reasons.
But speaking of 8, Rinoa and Squall are a much more believable romantic pair. Ellie and Faye and Xenogears are a much more believable romantic pair.
Yes.
Tifa and Cloud even.
I don't think they really wanted to have this whole... I think the better story is the Black Monster and Shayna's twin, rather than Dart and Shayna in any way, because Miru could have possibly... Miru's supposed to be one of the love interests, possibly, through a third of the game. They wanted to have that multiple kind of
but she
triangle
sucks.
or whatever. I'm not disagreeing with you. But then the same thing with Rose. So then you have this love square at this point.
But
and it's
Dart is so uninterested in anybody.
That's the problem, is that Dart sucks. So like they just shouldn't have done a relationship with any of the characters and like moved on with it. The best one in the game is clearly Albert. Like Albert's the catch, I think, of any of the guys. So
Like Final Fantasy VII does a great job at like establishing Tifa and Cloud, even though Cloud is very moody and kind of distant, and Dart's very much a take on that. But that's also because
I agree with you, but everybody says that Aerith is also part of that triangle. So like you can't say that it wasn't a thing.
I mean,
so that's what I mean. This has always been a thing where you needed at least two women to pine over your main male protagonist in a 90s RPG, or we're not doing it, right?
But Aerith works because you run into her and the story is kind of based on that cause and effect of she suddenly is joining your party because of the circumstances you've had up until then. With Tifa, because you're in the hometown, they have those moments where you can see the cutscenes, the flashbacks to when they were younger, and can see someone like this, like that little park area from when they were kids. You kind of get a sense of like, what did they actually do that they have a fondness for each other? And this game does not do that. They're like, oh yeah, Dart went away and came back for a while. Okay, what did he do?
There's issues a lot with the Shayna stuff. Like they should have just kept it with the, it's his like little sister type thing, so he cares about her in that way. They didn't need, and I wonder if that's what the Japanese version had more of, and then they just thought we're Americans, we gotta have.
Well, don't they kiss? They kiss.
Do they? Oh, wasn't paying that attention.
Yeah, it gets to it at that point, but it did start as the little sister thing, and then Rose is kind of like the hot piece of the week or whatever, clearly, and then like I said, Miro is supposed to go in as the third person, but it just doesn't work. So it just seems like none of it really got anywhere, and Shayna has to be gone for half the game because otherwise you can't do her story. So then it's like, you can't give them the time to be together because she has to be gone, or you don't have a sense of agency or purpose. But we don't want to just make them lovey-dovey right off the bat either. So it kind of just like, crap, we got here and it didn't work. What do we do now? I think was more.
Also, the Black Monster is not a scary name.
No.
I'm sure that had to be a mistranslation.
It's dumb. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been what was supposed to be there, because it is not good.
But also, considering what we know about Rose and all of that as the game unfolds, what the fuck did Dart do during his journey before the game?
Oh, to find the Black Monster?
Yeah.
Not a lot. You asked me, he didn't do a lot of either. Anything.
Like, he found her, thank God, but like, there was like 2-3 years of him just wandering around doing nothing.
Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Black Monster every 108 years comes around and kills the kids, right?
Kills the Moonchild, yes.
Yeah, so why would the Black Monster have to be anywhere or do anything since the last time that it...
Well, he doesn't know that. He just knows
that.
Oh, the Black Monster killed my village. I gotta go avenge my village.
Yeah, so he's trying to find the Black Monster, but the Black Monster isn't going to come back for 100 more years. So, like, good luck. It's a 0 chance. It's already a 0% chance. It's like a non-starter for him. Just feel bad for the guy.
It's like I like that. That's kind of like the rooted plot line of that's what we can go on when everything else is kind of cycling through. That's cool. That's cool. That's great.
It's so weak.
It was weird to be like, oh, we're going to ruin your hometown, but also we're going to ruin your other hometown as well.
But I mean, that wasn't the Black Monster. That was a stupid guy, because it was the warden that wanted them to destroy that other town for Shayna.
Yeah, it's the Star Wars thing.
Yeah, it's like this is a bigger Jaws the whole time. It's like, oh, we get to hell in a prison. There's a guy we got to beat. Let's find some stuff to do it. Oh, hey, there's an even bigger guy we got to beat after this one. Crap, let's go find that one. Oh, that wasn't even the biggest guy of this one. Let's go to disc 2. Now the biggest Wingley guy. Like, come on, just
that fight. I did struggle with a couple boss fights in this game. The first one that like taught me, that kind of handed me my ass, was the first Wingley fight with the pirate girl before she becomes a Dragoon. She kicked my fucking ass. I mean, I beat her first try, but I was hurting when I beat her.
I died her a couple times.
And then but she was easy when I fought her as a Dragoon. I also leveled up more, I think. But the game handed me my ass almost. I was like, I'm gonna die, and I barely beat her, like with people barely alive. I could also see enemies' health too in the version I played. So I could always see. That was also nice, by the way. I had little health bars for the enemies. Like I said, the better version. I was surprised how much, like, that Severed Change version, like, if they could, I know they can't, like, release that on Steam, release that places, like, that version was fucking, like, just those quality of life right there, game's good to go. You don't need
It'd
to
be nice if
HD
Sony was like,
remaster it.
"Oh, hey, we can just use this."
I mean, it's something. I'm sure it's like, we can't take that. No, we'd have to pay you. We can't pay you. That's a bad precedent. At least they didn't do what Nintendo would have done. Oh, you're making this? Fuck you. So hey.
Yeah, they didn't
That's
kill
bad.
him, thankfully.
That's how I feel.
I look through this game. I'm still trying to figure out like what was fun. I know that
Combat.
sounds very baity, but I'm like,
It does.
other than it being very
Yeah.
playable and like being able to just do the game, and like the additions are the additions. Like what? I guess what about it made it fun and like stand out for you?
I found the combat. I mean, the combat I would say is the main thing that stands out 20 years later, because how many games do something like this? I mean, there's the Shadow Heart series, yes, then there's Clair Obscure. I mean, I know there's probably things in between there, but
Mario RPGs.
oh yeah, but this did something different. Than all those. It's it's still different. I have never played Clair Obscure, so I can't speak to it, but like I'm assuming this is different enough.
Yeah, so this is probably the first one that I can remember where enemies could counter your attacks in the middle of editions. And don't quote me, I'm not saying this is the first one, but it was one of the earlier ones for sure. I liked the combat a ton in this. I like the ability to transform to Dragoons. I think that was kind of cool. It didn't really flesh itself out as well as I'd hoped. And honestly, like the shittiest thing is that some of the attacks don't do what they say. So it'll say like 175% damage, but it only does 75%, which super sucks.
I never got what that meant.
Yeah, they're for one of Dart's biggest attacks, I think, or
like the flare,
maybe
or whatever.
Albert's.
I think that's when you're
Either way.
morphed.
Yeah, when you're a Dragoon. But like the Dragoon aspect was cool. I liked how you could build towards stuff in this game. So like getting 80 additions gave you the extra statistics to do more, which was fun. Getting the SP bonuses gave you the extra Dragoon levels. So like there was a background leveling system, which again, like I love that kind of shit. So sign me up for that. Those are two big ones. The collectibles weren't bad, and I feel like there was enough side quests that gave you a good amount of story to kind of like get a little bit extra that you couldn't tie in yourself. And they really were fun as well. I think there were at least 3 areas I think you can go through to fight Faust and the Dragoons. So like
I could not fight Faust because you have to get 50 Stardust to fight Faust.
Yeah, and that's the fun part is like while the pacing of the game itself sucks, the side quest pacing is superb in these games. I think it really like does a good job where you don't backtrack so much. You just continually find the things as you're going to new areas in a pretty like easy way.
I had never done the side quest when I beat this game originally, but like this time I did the side quest where you fight the other Dragoons from the 10,000 years ago from Rose's team that aren't around. That was worth it.
Super fun. Adds a lot of story.
It does. I want a game of the 10,000 year story. Like I want that Dragoon campaign. Like, they could have done more. I mean, I complain about the story. Mainly I complain about the writing. I had no problem with the pacing of this game, like where the story goes. I mean, hell, they kill off Lavitz after the end of disc 1.
Yeah, that's their big Aerith moment.
Yeah, and then they take away Shayna from you in disc 2 or 3. Well, first she gets sick, I think in 3. Then they take her away completely by the end of 3, and you keep Miranda.
And that stuff was interesting. I don't like that they kept saying, "Oh, it's just because Shayna's weak because she's a girl." But
yeah, I mean that's just translation bullshit is what I'm gonna keep saying. It has to be.
And let's be honest too, like Japan wasn't great in the 90s in that sense. Like look at Lunar, look at a lot of those games. It's just kind of that was what was in there. I mean, you want to see here's a terrible one that you can look at. Go to I gotta look up the name of the attack or I'm gonna mess it up. Look at the Japanese version of Rose's attack, Demon's Gate, and tell me that this game wasn't trying to be sexist. Because there's different colored blood in that one.
Huh.
Yeah.
Hey?
It's straight up in your face. No questions.
I never did Demon's Gate.
Yeah. You can take a look for yourself. Everybody else on there, but it's showing, you can figure it out. But in the US version, the blood is black. In the Japanese version, the blood is red. So you can figure out the rest from there, why it's a little icky. But
I'm gonna have to look this up now.
Good for you.
I didn't do the move because I didn't like what it did. It was like chance to kill the enemy.
It's not a great move. But the game in general on the Japanese side was already pushing the lines. I don't think it was the translation team that put it over the edge. I think that's where it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Which again is very interesting considering how much they seem to want to appeal to Western audiences. Because like they hired a Western composer, Dennis Martin. He's one of the composers credited here. It's like they were going to that scale to like.
You were not wrong, Kyle, at all. By the way,
100%. That's what I'm saying. This was already that was in the Japanese version. They already put the puzzle together, and then we just.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was it.
So I'm gonna say it. One, you can find it on YouTube, by the way, but it's essentially looks like menstrual blood that she's bleeding to then call out the Demon's Gate. Wow, that is that did not need to be there.
That's on the Japanese side, not on the US side. So this was the 90s. That's just how it worked. I am not apologizing
that's not
for
fully
it.
An excuse though, because there were other games that didn't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't age well. But this was happening back then. Look at Lunar. Read the dialogue for that. Like
I have
look at any of the bromides. You collect the bromides in Lunar. I mean,
but I will point to Faye and Renoa again as better examples of female characters in RPGs at that time.
You mean Ellie and Renoa?
Yeah, Ellie and Renoa. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna go with couples. I'm like, well, that will work, and then you didn't go with couples. So Ellie's a great fun character. Oh, so random fun thing is I was going to a bunch of different Japanese stores recently, and they were selling like all these different like statues of Dragon Ball Z and Inuyasha, which I have an Inuyasha one now. And I'm like, man, I'm kind of glad there's no Xenogears merchandise because then I'd have to buy it. So it's like,
I mean, they have the music box out there somewhere.
They also have really cool models, but I don't build models or paint models, so I'm safe. But other than that, I would own them.
Oh, quick funny story. I was at brunch today, and I was telling somebody that I had played this game, and they're like, I haven't played that game, but isn't that the one with like all the weird endings? And like, no. And after talking a little bit more, I realized that they were talking about Dragon Guard.
That is weird.
In Japan, it's Dragoon. So more than you'd think.
That's fair. Huh.
That's funny. That's cool, though. Hey, another game is also on this podcast.
Indeed.
I mean, I think the story does a good job, like, to kind of go back to some of that, like, with Lloyd when Lloyd kills Lavitz with the Dragon Buster, like, and you find out later on the sword is from the Winglies. Like, I think there's very cool parts where from the end of Disc 1 to Disc 3, you're chasing him, and then he kind of, like, doesn't join you, but he becomes on your side, sort of, which I didn't really care for.
Yeah, that's like the cardinal sin for me.
Bigger jaws. Yep.
That's the cardinal sin of like, you're gonna kill him, and they're like, wait, don't do it. And that's that anime fucking shonen bullshit that I don't fucking want.
I mean, he only killed your friend, kidnapped your girlfriend. Oh, that's not something to kill somebody over in an RPG. No, I was kind of sad he doesn't even join you though. Like he joins you, but he's not a playable character. He's just with you.
It's not even like cool what he does. Like he steps in to help, but then he like crumbles right away, like every time.
Then he takes the Divine Dragoon orb too earlier.
Lloyd was interesting as like that villain you keep chasing, but God, cardinal sin.
There's so many twists, like where you fight Emperor Dole, the leader of the First Nation that's fighting Albert's nation in Disc 1, and then I forget, is that guy related to someone else? Can't remember. No, he's related to Albert. That's what it was. Yeah. And then then that's when you start chasing Lloyd after that fight. But then also like all these people have Dragoon spirits too. I
do like that you just get Albert as a character and he's just a king.
He's a good fucking character though too in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some rich story stuff there that I think was explored okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets married at the end, right?
Yeah, he does. They unite that other kingdom with his kingdoms.
I mean, that was
really
the way that it was done.
Albert's story. Dart's just there in the background. Honestly, that's how I see it.
But Dart's father becomes one of the main villains near the end of the game. That is it. Disc 3?
And Dart swap places. I think it'd be a much more interesting game.
Yeah, honestly, like I wish that Albert had been the main character instead.
If Dart was the moody side character that looks like a protagonist, I think that'd actually be a lot more funny and interesting to see it on the other side.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It makes sense to have, if what you were getting to, Mike, to have Dart's dad at the end. I get he's possessed by the bad guy because that's how the bad guy survived and all that jazz and, like, got back into it. But I don't know. It felt a little too Deus Ex, I suppose, at that point. Like, everything's jumping around. We just it's just going to work. We're just going to make the guy be here. Don't worry about it. It's all going to be here at the end.
I mean, that was a thing in this era, though. Like there were a lot of RPGs
it was
where the final, well, hell, Super Nintendo Final Fantasy IV does it too, where the final boss is not who you thought it was going to be. Like
respect. Yeah.
So I don't like that ever.
I mean, Xenogears has a love story that spans eons.
Yeah.
They do it much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that's the point of that game.
Yes.
I just if the game was more interested in giving me those like really unique, interesting moments, again, like when you're on the ship and you're going from character to character, kind of getting a sense of who they are and what they're about, I think I would have had a lot better time with it. I think that's the stuff that really makes these games interesting, is those character moments. Like so much of the game felt like, well, we gotta chase the black monster. Well, we gotta go here and do the thing. And there was sparing amounts of like character build in between.
When Dart finds out that Rose is the black monster, I think he gets over it too easily.
Yes,
He's like,
have a whole disc change.
It's okay.
And then you get back to the disc, like disc 4, and then he's like, yeah, you know. She even gives him a chance to kill him. He's like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, I don't think he should have killed her, but I think he should have been upset about it longer than one scene. Like, it should have stayed with him and made him make a questionable decision later where he doesn't want to save her because of something like that. But like, they don't do anything with it. Like, you all this build up to the black monster, he finds out, hey, it's your friend that you just met like maybe a month ago, let's say.
Like, have that be a big moment of doubt. Have that be why the disc changes, is because, you know, he's moping around and he can't bring himself to do the thing that he's supposed to be doing now. And that's why they're wandering the desert.
That would have been better. So you gave it more thought than they did, I think.
Because the game is so singularly focused on like chasing whatever monster of the week it is.
Yeah.
Black Monster Lloyd.
That is, and you kind of notice like that might have even been by design though, because you don't get a world map, you get a point-to-point location selector. Right. Like, this is one of the first hallway simulators in that sense, where you can only do so many things. You can't really explore outside this open world that we had seen in a lot of games since even the first Final Fantasy. But I think that was kind of the point of it, is they were trying to tell a very direct, like, you know, not story in their way and not give you all these extra things outside. Like, I know you get the side quests, but other than that, like, those are just in dungeons you're already in. And if you skip them, you can't really go back later in a like easy way. It's kind of tough. So I think this game's supposed to, like, they wanted you to play it in a specific manner because that's just what you had to do with some games back then.
I would argue that in general, storytelling is much more interesting when you're throwing up obstacles that seem like they deviate from the plot, but then tie back in very easily when you kind of get in it a little bit. Like the ghost ship is kind of an example of that, where they just have the ghost ship show up and like it ties back in eventually. But again, that's a highlight. That's not usually what the game is.
That wasn't a bad part, but yes.
Like if there's a moment where it's like, it makes you question, like, oh, we're doing this now? Okay. I think that's a more interesting storytelling than constantly having Dart talk about the black monster.
And then it's talk about his father that he didn't know was alive. There's a lot of talk about the father.
And then the fucking piano song comes on.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the music in this game. I played a lot of it with sound on. But I say that, but then also I got tired of hearing them go Volcano Slash or
the voice acting stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to hear this.
It was a voice acted game though at this time, which wasn't. I mean, Musashi was probably one of the earlier completely voice acted ones.
But they sounded like this in Musashi. Yeah. It was high voice and it doesn't.
Those were a lot of really popular voice actors. You should check that out, actually. You'd be surprised. Like half of Cowboy Bebop's in it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, did not. I like Musashi. Yeah. I'm just like making fun of it too.
Yeah.
Like Musashi's a good fucking game.
Yeah.
I will give
also
the
on the
game credit
podcast a long time ago
for giving us those cinematic camera angles in Engine when they had like the big moments and there was like a lot of effort in like showing the character models doing cutscene level stuff. I appreciated that.
They tried.
The CGI done in this was actually really good. It's probably the best thing you can say about the game is the graphics.
I'm not even talking about the CGI necessarily, just like those other moments of
like the battles.
The Muppet looking character is doing a thing or emoting in a way.
The battle
as well, but
stuff is good.
The
animation for the battles,
a lot of the graphics they did a really good job of. It's again, I think the graphics and the music are probably the top two things in the game, and then the gameplay follows it.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't as big a fan of the music. I feel like there were a few tracks that were all right, but like the track that comes on when you go to the menus is really nice.
Battle theme's good, overworld theme's good, and the menu theme itself is also pretty stellar, I think.
should have turned off when they talked in battle. I probably could have in my version.
You can do that with a lot of PlayStation games. Just turn off the voice.
Especially in my version. There were a lot of options, by the way.
Bingo. But yeah, this actually has a better soundtrack than you would think for not anyone that I'm familiar with in any way.
Yeah, it's not a very
music.
It's not Mitsuda. It's not Uematsu.
You mentioned Martin before. Did you see what Martin did in anything? I can't find any.
He's not listed on like Wikipedia as like a blue name, so that's always more difficult.
Yeah, and then the other one has a whole lot of nothing. So,
Let's see.
like not.
He has
terrible.
an IMDb.
There you go.
He did a show called Spiral in Japan. That's it. And then something called Keisha Cole, My New Life, a TV special.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think the battle music is actually pretty good considering. Like, you don't get a lot of great battle music in this day and age, especially because it just repeats continually, but this one isn't too bad overall. Boss ones, I think, are pretty good. And then, like, as you had mentioned as well, the menu theme is actually pretty, like, it slaps, it does.
And then the other one is Takeo Miratsu. He's the guy that did Jumping Flash and this.
Yep.
And then he died in 06, unfortunately. But he has a few handful of credits. Chase the Express. I always want to play that. Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn.
Be careful what you wish for, Dominic. I'll give you an excuse sometimes.
I mean, I want to say that this is like someone worked on this.
I mean, they made a good game, and they made a legendary game. I mean, I have to say that. Besides the text, this game is really well done. Until someone showed me the Demon's Gate thing, the Japanese version, then I started questioning things too. But like overall, like for the time, like this game was something else.
I just look at every aspect of it, and I just see another game in that era that I like more.
Oh, I mean, I like a lot of games more. I mean, there's a reason why this game is 370 something on the show. Like,
no, that doesn't mean anything. We did Devil May Cry last week, and that's a
fair
game that people like.
All right.
Yeah.
So here's a fun one. This is the 78th highest selling game on the PlayStation 1, 1.3 million. It outsold Twisted Metal 3, Jet Moto 1 and 2, Dragon Quest 4, Saga Frontier, Cool Borders, outsold Xenogears, Dino Crisis 2, Arc the Lad, NBA Live 98, which is a really good one, Ace Combat 2, Star Ocean Second Story, Twisted Metal 4. This game did some numbers. People liked it. Yeah.
That's what we got. The
great listed several RPGs that are better.
No, and that's it. Like, I'm not saying they aren't better or worse, but this game did sell at the time. Like, it was a more popular game than people give it credit for, and a lot of people played it. Like, it has. I don't think I could talk to many people in like my RPG circles that haven't played this game, and like most people generally say it's a B tier game. It's not like a D or maybe it's a C on some levels. Usually not an A, but it has a lot of good stuff. Like, I don't know.
Like, if I'm filling out my list, like Star Ocean's up there, Xenogears obviously is up there, game. Arc the Lads are up there. Like, even Arc the
Lads are kind of weak at the end of the day, and I've played a lot of them.
Never played those.
But
I would say Arc the Lad 1 is like the game I can more excuse being an early PlayStation game and being really short.
But like Twilight of the Spirits even gets kind of blah on the later ends.
Then play that one.
That's PS2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a PS2 one.
I have bought lots of those games before, but I've never played a single one, yet I own physicals of probably that entire series. Everything you mentioned, Arc the Lad, I own. Just never got around to it. That's also Tactic RPG, where those are much different style. I don't know, I picked this game up, I'm pretty sure, probably at Take-Two. Well, maybe Walmart, because I do have the greatest hits version or something, but GameStop. But, I mean, but one thing is surprising, like, I don't think there's an Astrobot, for example, like, there's no Legend Dragoon references, are there?
Oh, really? I assume there would be.
That surprises me.
I don't think there is. I could be talking on my ass, but I don't. From what I remember, a friend telling me that there wasn't. I'm gonna double check now before I sound like an idiot, because I would never do it on a podcast. Never. Only factual.
But like, I guess to put it in perspective,
Dart is in, I believe.
Okay, so there is. Okay, but I guess they just have Dart then. But still, like with the amount of love that this game has for a series that only had one game. Like, it's weird to me how long it took to, like, it never came out for, I don't think it came out for anything but PS5. I don't think they ever, maybe this was in the PS3 store? I can't remember.
I imagine it had to be.
I don't think it was.
it's just it feels like a series that Sony like really much forgot when there's like this game sold super well and is loved. Like it's just kind of forgotten to time. Well, by Sony, not by people.
I just like I guess I'm surprised because to put it in perspective, I feel like telling me that like this is like your favorite RPG or like really up there for you is like telling me that like Shining Soul and GBA is like one of your favorite RPGs. Like that was one that was on the GBA that existed.
I mean, I think this might have gotten people into RPGs that didn't like RPGs because the battle system is kind of like an action game because you have timing. So that could have been it too for some people.
Okay,
is
that makes some sense.
Yeah, if you say top 10 PS1 RPGs, I would like to hear your top 10 if this isn't included somewhere in there. Because like 10's a lot. That's what I'm saying. And let's not talk PS or like Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6 Chrono Trigger remakes either, because that's
no. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like this is probably a top 10, and for some people, I would say it hits their top 5.
I'd probably have to play some more to be sure.
Because you could say 7 and 8, 9 if you really want to. Personally, not for me. Xenogears can go on there. Suikoden 1 and 2 can go on there. Maybe Parasite Eve if that's kind of your jam.
Game.
I played 7 and 8. I'd definitely put those above it. Chrono Cross and Xenogears both would go above it.
Yes, yeah, that could. So that's 4. Tactics, I could say, is 5, but that's kind of different.
I knew you
kind of different,
tactics.
So like I don't really know if you'd include that, but that's like it's hard to say.
I would include. I played Arctolad 1, and I like Arctolad 1 just fine.
Okay, so then we've still got 4 games that we need to beat it.
I never beat Star Ocean, but I do quite like
Star Ocean 2 is good.
Really
Star
good.
Ocean, yeah, Star Ocean 2 is good. I'll give you that.
Lunar
back
2
on my shelf here and see what else. You could say Dragon Warrior 7.
I'm sure people would say Vagrant Story.
On that one. Vagrant Story, absolutely not. That game.
Hey, that is not a good game. What I remember.
I
need to play it. I have not played it. No, this is the part where it's like I need to play more of these. That's why I played this.
Maybe Breath of Fire 3.
Isn't
that's kind
Breath
of
of Fire 3 and 4 really good?
3 is pretty okay, but it gets a little wonky towards the end, and you can hard lock yourself pretty hard on the old games if that's like we're putting that in there. Maybe you could say Wild Arms.
Never played that
up there. But like once you get, it's probably for a lot of people, Legend of Dragon was probably somewhere between 8 and 11 for top PS1 RPGs. I think I could say that.
I do want to play Kadelka, and that'll be the one I want to compare it to, I think.
Kadelka is not aged very well.
I'll give you an excuse this year, Dominic.
No, I mean, I'm going to give you an excuse if you're not giving me one.
Oh, I mean, I want to. I've been sitting on it. We'll do it this year.
Yeah.
Because I might wrap up Shadowheart.
Yeah, I don't think it's... I don't know. It gets a little... I think a lot of people would say it's top 10. I don't think that's too wild to say.
Now that we're naming different games, I want to say this wouldn't be in my top 10, but at the same time, I just like you named a bunch of stuff, and Parasite Eve for me is definitely above it. But I love Parasite Eve 1. I hate 2.
It's only my top 10 right now because I've not played 10 PS1 RPGs. Let's put it that way.
I remember Lunar 2 being really good, but then again, that's time and place.
Yeah, Lunar 1 and 2, those were also Sega Saturn games, technically.
And CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're on. Well, and my girlfriend at the time loved Lunar 2, so that could colors my opinion also. But I want to replay. I've never touched Breath of Fire 3 or 4, even though I know that those games are supposed to be like super good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3
so I haven't played. I want to. I mean, Suikoden 2. I don't think I've ever actually even played either.
Ew, you should
nothing much.
That's definitely
I'm changing that.
That's top 2 PlayStation 1 RPGs, hands down.
I need to see if
I like Legend of Legaia. I think that's a
Legend
really good
of Legaia.
game.
I would put below Legend of Dragoon.
I haven't touched it in over 20 years, so
it's not good, and you hard lock on that game as well.
I'm gonna play it this year, maybe. I might work it in this year. We'll see. I want to play it. Saga Frontier I really like, but that is not a good game.
Saga Frontier I'd put below it. Romancing Saga 2, the new one's good, but the old ones I would not put above this.
Never played any of those, unfortunately.
You know what's funny about Breath of Fire 3?
I think he might be right. Like, I went through a whole list of all the PS1 RPGs. Yeah, it fits in the top 10, I mean, partly because there's just lack of RPGs.
I mean, what about Legend of Mana?
It's not good.
I would definitely put Legend of Mana below this game.
That's not a good game.
No.
Valkyrie Profile.
I still own it, and I still play it, and it's not as good as this game.
I don't play it. I own it. I played it once. I think I beat it once, and little interest to go back to it.
Dragon Warrior 7?
The
new one I might buy tomorrow actually, but the old one I bought and I got 35 hours into the game and I still did not get to classes. It is not.
Well, you probably didn't get out of the intro of the game yet.
No, I was
35 hours in.
Yep. It's tough. It's a tough pull. I would not suggest it on the old versions.
Oh, I will never touch. I've always wanted to play Dragon Quest VII, but I know better than to ever touch the original one. So we'll see.
100 hours.
It's ridiculously long.
It's like 100. If you want to max the classes, it's like 200 plus.
Yeah, it's
a
really long game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really nuts long.
I mean, Mike, you say never, but in 10 years, when you need games to play that are old.
I mean, good news. There'll be lots of new games that are old by then.
Oh, no,
yes.
I own the original copy of 7. It's right behind me, and I'm still probably going to buy the remaster because it's faster.
Well, I mean, I was convinced by the remastered Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake when I had access to multiple other versions of the game. So, hey, sometimes quality of life just wins.
You can't argue with that.
Mm. No, I mean, that's why my version of Legend of Dragoon was so good, because I got to play it with a few enhancements, and it really made me enjoy the game more than I think I would have had I been struggling to do the additions. Because, like, I had forgotten how to get the last edition. And I'm like, Albert's level like 30 something. Like, why don't I have his last edition? And it wasn't until I looked it up at the final dungeon and went, oh, I gotta max out the other abilities that I didn't max out because we switched characters and they weren't done.
Oh, that's what it is?
I don't know, or I just didn't do them because I got better ones and I kept switching and didn't bother to max them out.
I never thought about that.
I think it might be because they switched, but I didn't pay enough attention. All I know is they were really low.
In a weird way.
Plus, I can't do harpoon. Like, I really can't do the spear stuff because I've never watched the blue.
They're fast.
I watched the weapon, and my time was always based on how they hit the enemy, and it's really hard with the spear.
Yeah,
I have to ask: was everyone's timing like was it actually spot on for you?
My version was.
Yeah,
I feel like I had because I'm on an HD TV. I had to be a little bit early. I had to do it as it was spiraling.
That's very possible.
Yeah,
I
get what you're saying. Yeah. You kind of have to do it as it goes in.
Yeah, you can't do it on it. You have to kind of get ready and do it as it's falling.
Yeah,
and that made it a lot easier for me to do Albert stuff. But even that was hard for fucking that one dart attack. Can't remember the name of it because it is brutal sometimes with like the press. Getting that timing down is tough.
Yeah. Some of the abilities are hard, like to have to do them 80 times too. That's a bit extreme, I felt.
I mean, if you're battling a lot of monsters, I guess.
I mean, the game wants you to.
Yeah.
Oh, we should talk about the fact that like the little marker above your head that changes colors when you're about to do a battle. I kind of liked that a lot.
That is nice. And it also has the Final Fantasy VII point out stuff in the room.
Yeah, that was nice.
The mark above your head is really fun in the speedrunning community because you can do like specific ways and like you can walk at certain places to factor it in and out and like make it go higher or lower. But you can also play the entire game without fighting a single random battle because you can just buy the items that will continually, if you on yellow, you just use it and it resets to blue and you can just run through every screen in the game. It's kind of funny.
Interesting.
There's always ways to mess with the games with the RNG.
Yeah, apparently like a year ago, somebody finally found the debug room in this game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Took a 9-hour speed run down to like an hour and 50, something like that, I think.
But that's got to be a different type of speedrun then too, because you're not glitchless.
Yep.
I'm always fascinated with speedruns. I don't watch them like I used to, but they're always so damn impressive.
Yeah, I catch them at work when I can. It's always fun.
I used to watch them more, like when Awesome Games Done Quick, but then I just I've lost interest.
That's fair.
I interviewed a speedrunner before for this podcast. I was going to interview more, and then I just lost interest in doing interviews. Not my thing.
They're fun.
I don't know. I've done a few even with people from the industry. I was lucky enough, and they are not my thing. I have to be more prepared than I want to be. I like this more.
Should we roll it back and talk about characters a little bit?
Yes, we should.
Who did you guys use when you're running through?
Albert and Dart, and then either Kongol or Rose, depending on how I was feeling about the additions.
Rose, Albert, Dart, because Rose was my healer with her magic spell.
Fair.
Not the way you're supposed to do it, but also, to be fair, once I was able to get like the healing potions, like the one to heal everybody, I just had over 100 of them.
That probably made the game really easy because you could just defend and get 10% health back. Like the game isn't that wildly difficult. Just beating it with that alone for healing.
But they also enemies can damage you for more than that quite easily.
Yeah, not a lot of enemies can hit you that many times multiple in a row. You can even watch runs of this of people beating this game with only Dart. It's really not as complex as you think. You can beat it with only Rose. You can beat it with only Shanna or Miru. Shanna and Miru are probably the two best characters in the game, though, or Miranda.
I did like Miranda. I did use Miranda a lot, actually, when I wasn't doing Rose.
Yeah, the key for them is once you get the, what's the item? The magic item you get towards the end. The infinite one, where you have to answer all the questions, right, to get the really good version of it.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh,
with the bomb thing, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never used it. I don't think I did it.
There's an infinite use one if you do it the best.
Psychedelic Bomb X, right?
Yeah.
So if you get that and you just use it with Miranda continually, her magic stat is like so high it'll do a couple thousand damage pop.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Same with Miru. And then Miru, you just get Perky Step, and she does 560 SP per attack with a 580% damage boost to it. So you basically just get her in Dragoon mode, do her 5 attacks, have somebody give her MP back, and then have her do 1 attack, and she gets another like full 5 rounds Dragoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Miranda got really quick up there with the getting SP back.
And that's the other two. Miranda and Miru have the 2 best speeds. I think Herschel's 3. He usually goes in there. I always played like you did, though, where I had Albert and Kongol because they were like the coolest guys for me when I was growing up, but they're probably the worst characters in the game.
I mean, Albert is pretty decent attack stats, I feel like.
Albert is powerful.
He has a good normal attack. His Dragoon attack is probably 3rd or 4th best, which kind of sucks personally. And then his magic, his Rose Storm is the best spell in the game. But if you stay in Dragoon for longer than that, he takes more damage than he does in normal mode from his magic.
Also, just again, they call him Haschel and not Herschel. That's so weird to me.
I like Heschel.
Assuming that was just errors.
Yeah, weird one for him. He's the lightning, and there's nothing that lightning is good or weak against in the game.
That is true.
It's just there.
Now, I will say Miru was giving me huge Ayla vibes from Chrono Trigger.
I don't see
that's
that.
Fair.
All right.
Which is funny because Kongol is the one that's more meant to be.
I remember using
Kongol nicely, but
I didn't like him this playthrough. Because, when he didn't have his I forgot how to get his Dragoon Spirit, and the fact that they don't give it to you until it's in the final dungeon if you missed it. You can get it there. And once the final dungeon, point of no return.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid at that point, honestly. I wish they
I was surprised how long that final dungeon is, how many boss fights I had to go through.
Crazy amount.
I mean, there's an inn. There's a town. At least there's a town in there, but the amount of fights you have to do is ridiculous.
You just go back, heal up, get more items, go out again.
But you're also kind of locked in here because, I don't think when you have a point of no return in games, it shouldn't be very far from the final boss. So that way, if you fucked up too much, you can go back. And in this game, you could. I mean, they had it set up so you could just grind. Away.
You can grind. You could get items. The only thing really prevent you from doing is getting other Stardust that isn't there.
Oh man, I know we talked a little about the Stardust, but I want to go into you don't see them anywhere. You have to just click X in random places, and you might where they are. If you just have to kind of know.
There's an item that lets you see them, isn't there?
No, maybe in the mod, but that's what I actually like is this random collectible that you occasionally find throughout the game, and it leads to something. I didn't do the whole thing. I didn't collect them all, but I liked that it was kind of this thread that was there.
It leads to that boss that I was not her. What the fuck is his name? We said it earlier. Faust. It leads to Faust.
Yeah. Because then it's I ran into the kid that was sick and the mother that's been trying to get you to collect them for her. And it's okay, I get, that makes me feel a little bad about not doing it. So that's something.
It might have been better if it just, I don't like, in any game, I do not like hidden items. That is always a big no for me to put those in. Don't make me have to click only X everywhere, hoping to get items, especially an item that has a limited amount of collectability, or not collectability, but limited amount to collect it. I don't mind, you want to put potions in random pots, whatever. That's fine. Sure. But when you're putting like a collectible that's connected to a side quest like that, I have a problem with that. That bothers me because I think it's Secret Evermore or Secret Evermore has those random orbs and they're in the same case. And I don't like those either. So
did anyone go? So I took some pictures throughout my journey of just things that I thought were really stupid or funny. Anyone go to the planetarium in the second disc?
I can't remember if I did or not.
Because like it'll show you like the celestial stuff, but there's one that works, and you go to a planetarium that doesn't work, and you kind of walk in on a date, and the dialogue opens with, "Sorry, we can only date in a broken planetarium."
That's the dialogue?
Yes.
That's just stupid.
And then they explain it's because they can't be seen together, yada yada yada. But it's like that's just how
That's
it starts.
Still dumb. That is dumb. 12-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of on par for 90s RPGs where you had like 7 empty houses in every town and needed to put random people to say something in there.
Another one. I don't know. If Miss Caffey, the hipster, doesn't know, it means he probably isn't in this town.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I remember something dumb like that.
That's the chatty waitress at the coffee shop on the second disc.
Yeah. I do like the different towns. I like how the towns do feel like completely different cultures too. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's the part where Haschel says, "I don't like stubborn old guys because I want to be an adorable old guy."
Because he's Master Roshi. He was giving me Master Roshi vibes.
See, like they kind of evoke those tropes, but the way they're written, they don't fully do it, if that makes sense. Like Master Roshi has a personality. He's very stark. Haschel's just kind of like, oh, you're kind of assuming this and kind of giving it to him. But he doesn't really always come off that way.
Is Shayna even 18 in this?
I think she is just 18.
Okay, good. Make some comments that would not be okay.
I feel like they would have aged her up if she wasn't. Like I think they knew enough to do that.
Yeah, Miru is not. Miru is definitely like 16 or 15.
But Wingley's aged differently, I'm assuming, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think, is she actually 16? Because I feel like that'd be like she'd be an infant.
I think she's younger than that, honestly. They don't have an actual age maybe in the game, but she's not. Yeah.
I do want to say, like, we talked a little about the Dragoons, but the Dragoon transformation is just a very cool thing.
Revealed the actual age. Got it.
I really like that in this game a lot. The Dragoon stuff is just awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice way to kind of iterate on the whole, monster summoning kind of thing that was going on at the time.
Yeah.
Gives a little more fleshed out gameplay, but also you can turn it off when you want to.
I could have sped it up so I don't have to watch it every time. I did not. I forgot that Dart had his Dragoon spirit was just already in him until when Rose awakens it. Because everyone else has to kind of find theirs. I do like the fact that you fight some of the dragons. I wish you would have fought all the dragons, even though some are dead, I guess. That's why you don't fight them. But I wish it would have been a side quest to fight the other dragons.
I do like that they give you an option to activate everybody at once.
Yeah, I love that. What did you say, Kyle?
Don't you get 5 out of the 7 dragoons you can fight?
Well, you fight the blue, you fight the black. Michael. Don't forget, the dragon's name was Michael.
Another stupid thing.
You fight the green.
Because you can
fight the Divine Dragon.
Damia, Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah, aren't they the old dragoons? I thought.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you can fight the old dragoons. Yeah. You can fight the 4. I'm talking about the dragons themselves. Like, I was kind of bummed that
Kansas is
you don't
the old
fight
Thunder Dragoon. Yeah, Kanzas. Yeah, that's his name.
That helps so much with a Z.
Yeah, yep.
It's not like the state C. It's a Z because it's hip, like a hipster.
Yeah. You can fight 4 of them, I believe. 4 of the old original dragoons.
All the ones that are all dead, because Rose is one of them. The other is Dart's father, which you fight him eventually. So just not a side quest. I mean, the idea that he was possessed by the Wingley guy that they fought 10,000 years ago is fine. My only complaint, and this is a very dumb complaint, is I want the Legend Dragoon 2 that talks about the old story like Lufia did. Come on now. Where's that?
I mean,
no.
It just felt like I think, Kyle, you said of like, well, we got to make it happen somehow. So here we go.
Yeah. They made a really big story, but just couldn't figure out how to put it all together at the end. And then I think it was more of a disk space thing where it's like, shit, we gotta crunch this down the best we can.
Which again makes me wonder, why didn't you just hire a writer, like a writer?
That costs money.
Sure does.
The back of the box says 3 years in the making with a development team of over 100 members. They were fucking spending money on this game.
Yeah, and they had to stop.
Mm-hmm.
They spend so much money. Sony's a poor company, even at this time.
They were clearly hitting, because it came out in, late December 99, so they were trying to hit that, before the end of the millennium, we're going to get this game fucking out there.
I would not be surprised if that played a part in it. Would not be surprised at all.
I just love thinking about this in the context of like, this is a game, you know, in the same level as like Uncharted or, you know, Siren. You know, these big Sony first party things that just kind of happened. And they like, now you look at it like, oh yeah, they're investing so much money into like Horizon and God of War and everything to make them as best as they can be. This was what they were doing at 4 back then.
Yeah, I'm still just sad that there's not more, but neither here nor there. A lot of people are. Anything else you guys want to bring up about this game that we haven't talked about yet? We covered most things. We did cover the characters. And then Dart becomes the Divine Dragoon at the end of the game for the final battle, which kind of a waste.
Is what it is. Final battle.
I don't like the way it looks at all, by the way.
7 phases, and you can skip some of them. It's a pretty big one. It's got like 3 times the amount of any other enemy in the game.
It's 7, but like you're not fighting all 7. You fight like 3 or 4 of them.
It's one big fight, and then you go through and morph a couple of them. But yeah, he's got like 40,000 health, I think, compared to
Yeah, it's
I
like
almost
chip
killed
away.
Yeah, Dart's dad has 12k maybe.
Wait, no, I did kill him.
I will say, I actually was doing the math on the final form because I'm like, this is getting really close, but I feel like I can math it out and get ahead. Because I looked at the walkthrough, I knew that like how much HP should generally have, and then like it went over, and I was like, "Fuck, I have to keep going," but my math was wrong. I still beat it out in the end, but it was like that moment of like thought I was doing this right. I thought I had this all down pat.
So like, this is the last hit, and he didn't die, type of thing.
Yeah.
There's another funny thing about the strategy guide. So, like I said, it had a step-by-step, like what you did for each turn to beat it. It even had the math for how much damage you did against the boss's max health.
Because I think I was like mostly doing like Rose and Albert, and Rose would only do like, I don't know, like 40 some damage a pop or something like that. And then Dart kept getting taken over by the monster, which that is a spell I actually really like. Was like they put a monster in place of Dart, and you can kind of attack or heal with it, but it makes it kind of useless. It's in the last form. It's like one of the attacks that the guy can do is like a substitution.
Okay. He did not do that to me. He probably didn't live long enough.
Because like he summons 2 guys and you can kill them, but if you don't kill them, like one might blow up and the other one could take over one of your characters.
Okay.
It was like a clever like way to like kind of psych you out of like, oh shit. But he attacks and he heals, so it actually works out really well because you could just rely on him to heal you for a while.
I mean, or you can just have 100 items like the game doesn't want you to, and then it's a lot easier. I really enjoyed the fact that I did not have to worry about the limit of items, because that bothers me in RPGs. Like, don't do that to me. Star Ocean Second Story does that, and I remember being pissed off. You only get 20 of an item. I like having 100 heals. I
like being able to stock up and get like 10 heals if I want.
Play the PC version. You can. Again,
if they take away the ability to buy items, or they like give you a reason to not like stack 99 of each thing, that's different. This didn't really do that for me.
Well, I mean, Xenosaga 2 didn't take away the ability to stack 99. You just couldn't buy them. That's all. You can still stack them.
But I wasn't suffering in that game in quite the same way of like, I'm out of HP and MP, I need to fucking do some shit.
Well, that's because you understood the battle system unlike other people on that episode. So hey.
Very fair.
Every item I had hoarded throughout the entire game came useful at the end. Because fuck that game.
There you go.
I'm still salty. Has not went away, by the way. Right.
So just in case, I dropped a picture of one of the last 2 pages of the strategy guide in the text chat here. You can actually see it. They did give you like step-by-step battle account. Every item, every level, what you should have equipped to beat this boss.
Damn.
Like,
incredible.
It's nuts. This is so nuts, like how detailed this was to try to beat this last boss, and like getting to it, it's really not that serious.
That bad. Like, I've fought worse final bosses.
By far, yeah,
but yeah, definitely.
As a kid, this always like freaked me out to have to look at this.
I've had games like that too. I forget the game. There were a few games that I was terrified of finishing. God, I did one on the show that held me back forever. Xenosaga was one of them. I think Xenosaga was one that held me back originally for a long time.
But it's funny, if you show this to anybody who runs the game now, they will laugh you out of the room thinking that this is the team that you should have beaten the last boss with. Like, that's how these Prima strategy guides used to work. It was just whatever dude showed up that day, they would figure out how to beat the last boss. Yeah.
Oh, they do Congo. Interesting.
Yep.
Congo's not very good.
Finish. It terrible. It's the worst possible team you could fight Melbuframa with. He will destroy this team with his magic attacks. But that's what they picked. There's no healing.
I think I used
Who
Congo.
heals in this party?
Items.
Yep.
That's it. Just
8
items.
healing breezes. That's what wins this last battle, apparently.
Man, the amount of healing breezes I had, like I said, I had 100. It was, I actually stocked up on 100 before I went to final dungeon. Or no, I stocked it in the final 100 before the final boss. Didn't it?
Nice.
100.
See if I can get the
Well,
second.
you should have played the
page,
version I played. I'm just surprised I didn't know I still owned this. 'Cause I haven't looked for this thing since I put it
Go.
on
my
that
God.
shelf.
They really go through every move.
Literally every step by step. This is why, as like a 10 or 11-year-old, when I bought this, I was like freaked out that this was the
Somebody
last
have to
boss.
Just fill a page, and he's like, "All right,
Yeah.
just start writing everything." Like you don't.
It's
Normally,
the
guys don't
dumbest
go that in depth.
strategy in the world too. Yeah.
They tell you what level you have to be,
That's not
what
unusual.
Dragoon level you'll be.
It does the exact amount of damage per hit on here. I have no idea if they even got the successful additions or not. I could not tell you.
I feel like you had
plugged
to.
away. They plugged away with Divine Dragoon Cannon at 1,500 health a hit when you can do like 6,000 with a single Miru attack.
I never used Miru, not even once. Well, only the one time the game made me. Never used her otherwise. Did not care.
The
I
magic
don't like her.
Yeah.
It's basically just like if she has 560 magic points as her Dragoon, she'll do 5.6 times magic damage.
Damn.
I have to hear her complain about being bored one more time.
Who complained? You talking about the game?
Miru.
Like in oh yeah, she
She's
does.
got the best lines.
Maybe I didn't read as much in this game. I think I kind of checked at time.
Yeah.
I didn't like Miru at all. By the way,
All my quoted
She pissed me off.
intro and exit lines are from Miro. I'll just have you know that. So
All right, we should go to questions, comments, and memories. I got a lot. I'm not gonna read them all, but a lot of people have stuff to say about this game. Anything else you guys want to mention?
Go
Though?
ahead.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. First, from I watched the entire Overload Super Replay group from Emmanuel, friend of the show. Make the Legend Dragoon. Yeah, I wish. From Charles Bells. I was surprised we got it on PS5. Me too. From Sebastian Games. One of those childhood games I never beat but really enjoyed. You should go back and finish it. From Jack Kearney. I had a lot of fun with this game, but the story was pretty rough.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
not great. It's not a great game. Yeah. The story,
Got issues.
it happens. Yeah.
From Steven Stegard. I'm in the minority here, which is fine, but I thought it was overhyped when I finally got the platinum a year and 2 months ago. The story wasn't without its moments, but mostly not that good, and the gameplay got repetitive for me due to the combat and Dragoon system, plus the annoying inventory system, but hey, great for those of you who like it.
So they look at the trouble of making trophies for the PS5 version even.
Because they knew there were people out there who would buy it because of that.
Yeah.
There are people
They're
on this
not too
podcast,
bad, honestly.
not here, but that probably would have bought games just for trophies. Looking at you, Nate, if you listen to this. So, yeah. All right. And then from the official Laser Time community, I got 2. From Matthew Schultz, Expedition 33 is the spiritual successor to this, in my opinion.
Wow.
I don't
Kind
think
of
so.
fair, technically.
I haven't
That's
played
straight
it.
up,
I
like,
can't.
that.
The
People
parries, like the enemies you don't block, but it's a timed hit system. Like Super Mario RPG is the precursor to Expedition 33, straight up.
I mean, Shadow Hearts 2 is in there, right?
Super Mario RPG, you had to defend as well. That's the big
Yes,
thing about
okay,
Cleric's
you
Gear.
are
That's
correct.
the biggest part. Yep.
So
So
also on this podcast. Hey, I got to plug all my episodes. There's
no, it's fair. Yeah, I've done it too. But yeah, CO33, great game. Not as original as everybody's giving credit for.
No.
Super Mario RPG did it as well.
original when you don't remember when it took them 30 years to make a game like that. So,
Touche.
because we didn't have anything like that in years. Not 30, but from Matthew Martell. I played this on the PS5 using the rewind feature, made the game more enjoyable to me. I played the original version years ago and loved it. It's still one of my favorite games, and the fact that Dart hasn't been on anything Sony related, not even the Smash Brothers game they tried to make, is odd. He's an
That is,
Astrobot.
it is odd. He was
Yeah.
never in the All Stars, but then they would have to give him personality to make him really shine there.
He is in Astrobot though. I mean, you got that.
Yeah, I didn't know he was. But I
Everyone's
guess
an
he had one.
Astrobot. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you would think so, but Sony likes to forget certain franchises exist, like Bloodborne. So, the reason I say Sony forgets it because it's never been ported to anything but the PS4, and I blame Sony.
There's so many Souls likes.
Bloodborne is special, but yes, you are correct. And then
They
from
remade
the,
Demon Souls.
yeah, they did. It needed to be remade, though. I think so. That was a case where a game needed to be remade.
I mean, Demon Souls on PS3 is pretty fucking good. I don't know.
I've never played it, unfortunately. It's one of the ones I don't play Souls games much because they're not good to have on a schedule where you want to beat it in a week or 2 weeks. They are not good for that.
I imagine, Mike.
I've done Bloodborne. That's it. And I beat that game in less than a week, and it was fucking amazing. But yeah, it's a big test of, can I do it?
One day you'll put Dark Souls on. I get it.
So yeah, it don't happen. Even though I really like those games. But all right, and then from the RPG Sanctuary group, I got a few from Don Achtenberg. A sequel is in the works, but Sony canceled it. This game needs a remake bad because it's one of my all-time favorites.
That is true. Yep.
Right. From Jake Jack, this is good. Promise. I've already played this. The final Dragon transformation is good here. That was also translated from a different language, so Google, I don't think, did a very good job. And from Lincoln Himura, you are free to sever the chains of fate that bind you. Man, that feels like a 90s line, doesn't it? I know it's from the game, but feels like a 90s line. From
It's
Patrick
just very clunky.
Yes. Patrick Fontaine, my favorite. He posted a copy of not the greatest hits version, also, just like Kyle.
Right.
You couldn't see people listening to this. But we all three of us pulled out our PS1 copies to show off to each other.
Yeah. Throw it on YouTube. Let's go.
I haven't done that yet. I was going to at one time, then I just said fuck it and never really have. So, because I can't, I'm not going to edit video, and I don't really want to release something unedited because that's not the creation I want. So
that's totally fair. Audio only is just fine.
So people don't get it because it won't be the same because I do a lot of editing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's that's
catalog,
partly it. So. And there's a lot of people I record with that don't want to be on camera, and if I don't want to do it like here and there or just be me that you see. So I just never. I'm like, I haven't bothered. It was an idea at one point. I was thinking about going full video for YouTube too. Like, you know, we have the video unedited version, but there are times where there's stuff I want to cut out. And I don't know how to do any video editing, and I don't want to learn because I don't have time. So, yeah, that's neither here nor there. And then from Ryan Schumer, I remember my first playthrough as a kid. Think Congo was awesome. Then my next 18 playthroughs, realizing he's the absolute worst. Fucking A, playing a game that many times. Props. From Jeffrey Lewis, the story is the best of any JRPG that I played to date, and I played a lot of the heavy hitters by now. I could write a master's thesis on why I think so. The story and world building is deep. The narrative is logical and unconvoluted. Characters and their relationships are complex, and motivations are believable. Honestly, I believe it is a miracle it was written the way it was, considering it is a Japanese game. No anime BS, schizophrenic mood changes, or half-baked plots in this game. I love it, JRPGs, but many suffer from such issues. There's a reason it sold quadruple the copies in North America versus Japan. It is an emotional tale that you can believe. It is excellently paced, and it's obvious the story is well planned out from start to finish. In short, it was a game designed with great care. It should be hailed as a classic, period. Not just a cult classic. For reference, my other favorite JRPGs I hold to similar Final Fantasy 9, 10, Dot Hack, and Kingdom Hearts among others. Those are all fantastic too. Dominic, you had some comments for this?
All of that is wrong, first of all, but that's your opinion. That's okay. There's no anime bullshit at all. Are you sure?
I mean,
no,
there is.
I guess.
Well, the part where they keep saying that Shayna's weak because she's a woman doesn't strike you as odd? Well, it says more about you than it says about me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't age well, but I think you're taking it way out of context when they said it like 3 times in a 60-hour game. So like, I didn't think the game was like super sexist. I think she was ill because she was the moon child, and that was part of the story. But like, I get it. There's some things in this game that did not age well. I think Heschel's entire story aged really stupidly. Like, why are you shitty your kids all the time? My daughter wasn't strong enough, so I have to be angry at her and kick her out of the house.
But she also killed a guy.
That was dumb as crap, honestly. But I get like that Shane was sick. I guess the weak part you can maybe take as a strong thing, but I don't know. I think all the games in the 90s definitely have a little misogyny.
I'm pretty sure there was some lines about like, what it means to be a man as well. It's not just your weak.
Oh, there was.
There was some lines about like, yeah.
There definitely was. I can't remember where or what, but there was, yes.
There was enough in that first disc for me to be like, oh, fuck, man.
You're like, what did I get myself into again for Mike, right?
Yeah, better than I don't know. I guess I didn't think the whole game was just a direct shot at women being weak, but maybe I missed it.
There's some lines.
I mean,
there's like 2 or 3. I agree. Yeah,
there's more than
but
that.
Final Fantasy said the same thing in a lot of ways and times too.
Sure, I'm not going to deny that, but rarely is it so direct.
In Final Fantasy
rarely is it so. Rarely is also like, I feel like Final Fantasy 7. It's got issues.
Yeah.
There are other issues with the dialogue.
There's a lot of
game.
issues in a lot of games from the 90s. Like, I agree with that. I'm not saying this game gets a total pass, but I don't think this entire game is based on the fact that they're just trying to crap all over Shayna the whole time.
I really felt like it was. Which, I mean, yes, they were trying to say that, you know, she is frail because she has that disposition, and the game does bear that out. She is the moon child or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
but they do a bad job of like explaining that, especially at first. Yeah,
I guess if you take it that way, that's fair. I just always thought she was being explained as the moon child, not as a woman.
Like if they just said, "Hey, she's the sickly one," you know, like. If they had a line that's like, oh, when I was at home, Dart would come over and read me stories and stuff like that. Again, giving examples of like what they actually did as kids, because they don't give you any examples.
No, like she gets bit by the snake in one part. You have to carry her because she's weak.
Right.
Like, there's a few different things. So I see where you're both coming from, to be completely honest. But there are other the hipster comment that they make at one point I thought was stupid. Like, there's comments in this game that I was just like, I don't like this. But
there's dumb lines. Agreed.
It's 90s.
But it's the 90s. That's where I'm at. Like, this was pretty on par for 90s games. I don't think it was like overly sexist or anything like that. Like, Lunar is 100% overly sexist.
I really want to play Lunar now again. I've not played Lunar in years. I haven't bought the collection yet.
The collectibles for it are literally pictures of the characters of the game in skimpy dresses.
Oh, of course.
Like, that's directly sexist.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, big difference is what I'm saying here. I think this is unintentionally a little bit more than you would think, but it's also a almost 30-year-old game now.
I would argue that the directly saying it in the script is almost worse.
I haven't played Lunar in
but I have not played Lunar, so I don't know the full context.
I played both of them in the last year. So
yeah, you covered Lunar for your show.
So.
Yep, 1 and 2, the remakes.
The only two that matter, I've been told.
Yes, that is. I'm pretty sure that is a very true statement. But I've never played anything but those two, so I can't really speak to it. But I'm pretty sure that's accurate. All right. A couple more comments from Melanie Lamar. I replayed it last year. It never gets old. I love it. From Richard Stewart. I replay this game about every 3 years. Rose is one of my favorite characters from any game.
What?
I like Rose personally.
She's super strong woman character in the game.
Okay, here's another long one, but I want to read it. From Wendy Reed. I know and understand why this game didn't quite succeed in the ways their rival studios did, but I always had such a soft spot for the little charming things they did that gave it so much personality. It was cliche at times, like the tropes of the characters, but surprisingly dark at other times. The whole story behind the Black Monster, the sadness of immortality, loss of important characters. It's one of those few RPGs at the time that felt like you were on a legit adventure between locations and cultures, and not just hitting locations like a checklist. Characters were so well balanced and gross. Sure, there were a few issues here and there, but it just felt like a project of love. While part of me would like a remake, I fear that anyone other than the original developers handling it wouldn't do it justice. I feared that it'd fall for unnecessary gimmicks to try to expand its audience. As much as I love for more people to love this game, I'm torn. I want people to love it for what it was, and sadly, I think that window is closed unless a lot of young people become okay with the data mechanics and visuals. Some old fogey that's been surprised before. It just doesn't help that I've never played a remake of something I loved and felt the same magic. Not saying the new remakes haven't been good, but it's clearly for a new audience, so it's just been bittersweet to let others find fun things while I still feel an emptiness for not getting the same enjoyment. To each their own, right? I would agree. You have to look at remakes as just something different and not, but I get it. I think I ran into the same loop before. Like, I haven't played the RE4 remake, and I love RE4, so I could play a part in it too.
Yeah.
All right, and then from the last group, from the Legend Dragoon group, from Casey Logan, I feel Legend Dragoon was underappreciated in Japan when it came out around the same time as FF7. However, it gained popularity in the West around 2000. I'd love to see a prequel, particularly the Dragon campaign where we play as Rose or another Dragoon. What do you guys think? I'd fucking love that. Personally, I said it earlier. I want that.
If it ends with Dart setting off on his journey and like what he does, trying to find the Black Monster, like I think that'd be a great ending. I'd be very interested in that too.
Yeah, I mean, the Dragon War was the 10,000 year war before that, and they do show you what happens in the last battle throughout the game. So the last couple of cutscenes, honestly, but it looks like a really cool fight. It really does. So like,
you can have working games. You can have. Hell, you can mention one line, say the Clone Wars, and make 3 movies out of it, and a really good TV show. So hey, it can be done.
Bingo.
You can have whole shows set in a war that's already over.
Yeah, those
And it works.
cutscenes are cool. Those ones are probably the best.
Yes, they
ones
are.
in the game.
I love the Dragoon campaign stuff. Like when I went back and like fighting those 4 bosses talked about, like I was like, man, this is good.
I did
Best part
fight
of the
the armor that was in that ice place.
Me too. That wasn't too bad.
That one I just stumbled upon. That was interesting.
Did you use a guide, Dominic?
I only used the guide for the ending because I'm like, when do I get that final attack for Albert? And then like, God, how many bosses are there? Like, can I finish this tonight, tomorrow? And I was like, oh no, I have to spend some time.
Oh, so here's one from Rakul Warrant, because in my post I said how the story was meh. Story was meh? The story is superior to most RPGs. I would choose the story over all the Breath of Fire games. I said it. I haven't played a single Breath of Fire game. I can't comment. Emmett?
Yeah, Xenogears has its moments. I'm not saying this game is better than Xenogears, but Xenogears also has all of Disc 2, which is kind of just like...
I will defend Disc 2 as a really interesting way to use a limited budget.
Yeah, no, I've played it as well. And yes, this game also had its things that had to tone down as well. But yeah, I don't know. They both tried. I do think the story of the 108 species in this game is like really good. It's a really good bones of a story. They just didn't do what they should have with the rest.
Yeah, they don't execute it well.
Like that, the 108 species is one of the cooler things on a PS1 RPG is a story. Sure. Give it that.
I'd agree with
that. Michael Hoffman, this game should really be mastered. From Lemon Shears, all-time favorite. Need a prequel and sequel, period. I don't need another remake, which would change the game a lot, but a new series would be great. From Joseph Juarez. Any solid recs for another RPG game? There's lots.
Tons.
There's plenty on this show.
Yeah. Digimon World 3,
Third
somebody
Age,
recommended. Yes. I've never played any of the Digimon World games. I always want to. Somebody also mentioned Baroque and Koldeka, which I'm like, those are some deep cuts there.
I need to play. Yeah. I tried to play Baroque once. I need to get back to it at some point.
And from Brendan Saley, story was meh. Get the fuck out.
I'm sorry. It was pretty meh. There are concepts that are really cool.
Concepts are okay. Story in general, C level. It's probably the 4th or 5th best thing about the game.
But it made me chuckle that he said that, so I had to read it. And from Even Nearest, we killed a god. Somehow I'm satisfied with that. A prequel would be nice. A Dark Dragoons. From Rita Parker, the edition system was really ahead of its time. From Donald Miller, love this game. As soon as I got it, I still play my OG PS1 copy, or I have it on my PS4 also. Additions made it stand out from Final Fantasy since I got into those at the same time. And last comment from Melissa J. I think the story is pretty strong, to be honest, albeit with a few that have done with being explained better, along with a few gaps that needed filling in. That is a good comment.
That is it, yeah.
All right, and let's give away a Steam code. Your next Steam code is... I don't know. Let's find out what the hell is next on my list. Here's a good game I've never played. This is your Steam code for System Shock, and this is the remake for Steam. It is 30AH7V3QTZ22DR. That is your code for System Shock, the remake version on Steam. You're welcome, whoever gets that. And who's the last minute Dragoon that joined us right before the end of the world?
Hello, I am legendary Dragoon warrior Joe Butler.
Welcome. I'm glad we could make this work.
Yeah, we figured it out somehow. I'm the surprise secret boss that's actually a demon that's actually your dad.
I mean, he wasn't exactly a demon. He was another race that infested him and then showed his power at the last minute.
And...
Demon works too. I mean, he looked like an ugly thing, but he's technically just another race. He was a wingly, I think. So what's your history with Legend of Dragoon?
So I very much had this game as a kid. My cousin played it in front of me, and I want to say this probably counts as like my first introduction into like JRPGs. Like I very much remember just being like a 5-year-old and my cousin being like, "Hey, you're gonna fucking..." It's my male cousin. Like being like, "You're gonna sit down in front of me. You're gonna sit down next to me and watch me play this fucking game," and like it being the coolest thing ever.
I mean, it is a cool game.
Yeah. And we got surprisingly far too, but I think, because I have the original disc in my closet, I don't know what happened. The 3rd disc broke, so we never beat the game. But we got really far, because I was going through this and going through a lot of the cutscenes, and I remember like, I was going through and I was like, man, we got far as hell, and I'll get there.
So how did you play this? Because we all talked about how each of us played it.
Well, I was going to play it on the PS5 and I booted it up, but the PS5 version is like super hella vanilla. And then you told me, you're like, oh yeah, the PC version lets you get experience to members, and you can like increase and decrease the cuticle thing, and it looks better. And they look pretty the same on both PS5 and PC. But all this other stuff was like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll do that version then.
It made the game so much easier to play. Like, I love Sever Change. Like, I'm so happy I accidentally figured that out. I only figured out that I couldn't get the ROM to run Steam Deck, so I looked it up, and somebody's like, why don't you just do this version? I'm like, what?
Ooh.
How far did you get in Sever Change before you... Because I know you didn't finish it, right?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think... Okay. Yeah, I think I got past the first dungeon, which is good enough. I got all 3 characters filled in.
I know this is a bit of a monster game, though. Like, I was really nervous about it for the episode that I was not going to make it in time. That doesn't always happen to me.
Oh, you're fine. I also, but to be fair, you caught me at like essentially the weirdest time because, what is it?
You were on vacation.
Yeah, I was on vacation. I should have brought my laptop because I brought my Steam Deck. I didn't do shit on my Steam Deck. So I should have just brought my laptop and played it the whole time I was on vacation, which now I know. But what is it?
And that's what I do.
Yeah.
I also record on my vacations. So
yeah. Also, as of the recording of this, the Suda 51 game Romeo Must Die is coming out, and then also by the time I beat that, Resident Evil 9 should be coming out. But my husband's also like, "Can you play like games with me?" So I was like, "All right, I'll also play games with you too." So I've kind of been like hopping around.
What's playing games with your spouse? I don't know what that's like.
It's kind of fun, except when your spouse likes to mod Terraria to Kingdom Come. Yeah, so you say that, but
with her because it'd be dangerous. I'd get mad or something, and then that would not end well. So we don't do that.
We get mad at each other all the time. It's fine. But I watched a lot of the gameplay is the same thing. You get characters. Characters have quick time events where they hit the button and they evolve really cool sometimes. They become hard as fuck. So it's
yes, they do.
Yeah, it's an RPG. One thing I didn't know. Did you watch anyone review this?
No, I forgot to.
Okay, cool. So I have a bunch of stuff that I can tell you then, which is even more interesting. So apparently, the game becomes harder when you activate your Dragoon mode.
I did not know that.
Yeah, apparently, I was watching this guy review it, and I'll send it to you later. But apparently, he's like, yeah, the game is made to where if even one person becomes a Dragoon, the boss like AI kicks in and becomes harder.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't like it, but that's interesting.
Well, yeah, because then if it's kind of the whole point is like that I don't want to become a Dragoon then. Like I don't ever want to use Dragoon abilities.
I only used it during boss fights.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't use it.
But I mean, it's also a thing too where you just gain your ability points up, you pop Dragoon, use the 1 or 2 abilities you want, and then de-Dragoon.
Yeah, mine was like level 4 or 5, so it took a while to de-Dragoon.
God damn.
Wait, I maxed out. They were all 5 by the time I beat the game.
Yeah, full offense. This is like one of the reasons why I like dragons.
And nothing wrong with that. I mean, when I played this game in 8th grade, I loved dragons, still do, and this game played a big part in that. Yeah, also, I already loved dragons before then, but this game, that's one reason why I own this game.
Yeah, it's sick as fuck. The game starts off, and you're being chased by a big grasshopper dragon, and like...
Never liked him.
Yeah, your town's blown up. You got to save your childhood friend. I remember all of that when I was a kid too. And of course, obviously being a kid, it's like the most magical experience you can ever see.
It still held up. Like, I mean, we had issues with the story mainly, as you can hear in the episode when you listen to it, how much we bitched about that earlier.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, and that's just translation errors. I said that before, and I'm going to die on that hill. It's just bad translation.
Oh yeah, the review I was watching too said the same thing. They're like, the translation is just wonky as fuck. But that's always like that. Like I know it's a weird reference, but have you ever played like the GameCube Pokemon games?
No, actually, I've never have. They've been on my list to play Coliseum and Gale of Darkness for years. Like, Coliseum was actually on this show almost before. Like, it just didn't happen.
Yeah, Coliseum has ass translation. All the character names are like weird things like Neat and Oob and like things like that. And Skirm.
Why?
I don't know. It's like a bad egg batch whenever back in like the 90s and 2000s. Whenever we got a game from Japan, there's always like a 10% chance the translation is just dog ass.
It's on my to-do list to play though someday, and we'll see. I think about them though.
They're good games.
Do you have a favorite character in Legend Dragoon, like when you were a kid?
Yeah, Levitz. So you could imagine my surprise when Levitz gets fucking assassinated, and I
In the
cried for like
first-
2 days, like the first 10 hours.
It's in the
Are you not-
first disc, yes. The end of
Yeah, it's
disc
the
one.
first disc. Yeah, it's in disc 1. Yeah,
I think no, not even end of disc one. It's before that, but yeah, definitely disc one.
I'm not 100% sure. You can Google it while I'm talking mad shit. I know there is a side quest to bring him back to life. It's just an Easter egg and like a character replace. But I know
don't think that's true. You fight him in the final dungeon.
Oh yeah, because you fight Ghost, right?
Yes, and he died, so you fight his like possessed by like a spirit thing. Yeah, I don't think there's any. That's where you see him again. So there's no way there could be a side. I did all the side quests except for one that's locked behind the 50 Stardust.
Okay, so someone did lie to me. Okay. Anyways,
What? Someone lied to you when you were younger? Oh my god, I can't believe that.
The internet lied to me when I was like 8. Who could have known?
Hey, it's not Mute's under that truck. I swear. Just keep pushing it. Just keep pushing it.
And he is under that truck. To be fair, is he?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
Mew is not even in. Mew wasn't in the game, so
Yeah, but
except for the tournament.
Yeah, I remember a lot of stuff from this game, and that's why I was like, oh, we got pretty far when I was a kid. I remember Levitz dying. I remember the part where you fight the giant man, and then he also becomes a part of your team. That part's pretty cool.
Congo, yeah, you fight Congo twice, and then he joins you.
I love Congo. Yeah, Congo's also my
He's not a
my
good
second favorite character. I know he's not, but from a kid, I remember him being like,
oh, I used him too, I think. Because I could do his moves. So that was a big part when I was a kid. But I also forgot how to get his Dragoon Spirit this time through, and I didn't get it till right close to the end of the game.
That's crazy. You can miss it? That's weird.
Yeah, if you don't buy it in town, you have to buy it from a guy in town, which you have to go over there, walk by, then the game will tell you. If you don't do that, you don't get it to the final dungeon, which there's point of no return. I bought it because I realized before, but yeah.
So we didn't get Meru. I remember that. I don't remember Haschel at all.
Haschel you get earlier in the game.
Yeah.
He joins disc 1.
Really? I don't remember Haschel at
Meru's
all.
disc 2. Congo, I think, is disc 3.
Yeah. I want to say, because I remember you getting, I remember us getting Kongal. I remember us getting Shauna back. I think the last I remember is maybe we got past disc 1 and that's it. But then you get Kongal in disc 2 or 3.
I thought it's 2, but then again, I'm not looking this up to to talk to that comment. So
so someone will correct me, but I remember we got pretty far. What is it? I remember. Because one of the things I remember, did you ever use Shauna?
No, not this playthrough. In my old playthroughs, yes. This time I didn't even use it at all.
Because I remember Shauna, one of her Dragoon's abilities, which is really stupid, and we never used it, is one of Shauna's Dragoon abilities is she shoots the moon, which should have been a spoiler in itself. She shoots the moon with her arrow, and you can revive both characters on the field, but it kills her.
I mean, that's not bad if you're in a situation where all you have is her. I mean, that's just a desperation type move. But if it pulls them back to full health, I mean, that could be a good move. I wouldn't like it, but it could be a good move.
But yeah, I remember, which proves like that wasn't real anyways. I could have sworn one of the twists was because in the beginning of the game, you see the shadow running around, like killing people. And it's obviously Rose. As an adult man, I'm like, oh, that's Rose.
To be fair, I didn't remember until midway into the game. And oh yeah, it's Rose, isn't it? Yeah. And I beat this game before, many, many years ago. But
when I was a kid, I remember someone telling me it was someone using Shauna's white dragon crystal.
Miranda uses it later.
Yeah. So obviously someone as a kid also lied to me then. But
yeah, because Miranda gets it when Shauna leaves your team at one point because she gets fainted. And that's when Miranda gets involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody else. The Black Monster is just because Shauna is a Moonchild, and then so every 108 years a Moonchild is born, and the Black Monster would kill them to keep the world from ending.
Yeah, because
that's what it was.
That's the one thing I wasn't even sure that's where this game was fucking going. Is like there's 107 creatures in the 108th. Once it happens, the world's supposed to end. That's crazy. Anime game gets crazy.
It's a half-baked story at times with that because like there aren't. It just I don't. Yeah, we've been.
So you expect me to believe that can't happen, but a bunch of eco-terrorists can fucking save the world from a twink white-haired man? Okay, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't say that was a good story either. It's a good game. I like 8 story, and that's a bonker story, yes, but I like 8 story a lot.
What?
I remember liking 9 too, but I haven't played 9 in years.
You can't tell me you like 8 story. Aren't they all like fucking like childhood friends or friend in the same orphanage or something?
Sort of. They're all
Yeah,
from the same orphanage, but they don't know it, yes.
They don't know what they know at the end, I think, right?
Yes, because their memories were kind of blank. But I just really like 8 in general, but I had the hots for Renault as a kid, so I played a big part in it. But that's not
Congratulations, you play the Muppets Babies versions of Final Fantasy. Anyways, I'll say that as much as I played this, I agree with you. The translation probably wound up a little bit too. I think it's fine. It's your generic JRPG. The main character is emo. You have your decent cast. You have childhood friend, big man. You have Lavitz is a cool guy. I was watching the review and he's such a like. I remember meeting his mom. That was pretty cool. And all that other stuff.
It's sad they kill him and then they give you Albert. Albert's fine, but they didn't need to kill him.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I could not pull off Albert's moves, but as an adult, I was able to do it mostly okay.
I also remember my cousin.
I turned off. I didn't have to do it. What am I saying? I turned it off.
I also
because with my version, I could turn off having to do additions, which I did after a bit.
You can turn it off.
Yeah, you can make it auto.
Oh shit! Wait, like, is that in the game or?
No, it's in the version that me and you were playing. Yes.
Oh, so yeah, but that's cool then. Okay, so that's fine.
Not in the real game. No, you have to get an item to do it in the real game.
Oh, that's weird. Is it a side quest?
No, it's an item for 10,000 gold that you can buy that then lets you skip additions.
God damn.
Oh, this game, it gets crazy expensive for some equipment that you need. If you decide to go down, it's a little bit ridiculous. I did not go down that road, but you could. I bought some, but not. I didn't buy all. I didn't buy what the guide recommended because there's an armor that makes it psychic damage. There's an armor piece you can buy that makes it physical damage. So you pretty much just buy. If you want, you can just grind it, put it on all your characters, and congratulations, you beat the game. Nothing can hurt you anymore.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
does this game cap out at 99?
But yes. What was your question?
Does this game cap out at 99?
I don't know. You'd only need to be 35. You need to be 40 to beat the game.
Oh.
I was 42.
Okay.
So it probably does, but you don't need to go that far. You'd be invincible at that point.
Probably.
It's just that kind of game.
Yeah. It's well, to be fair, that's opposite Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy, you had to beat that game at level 99.
No, you don't. Not 7. You can be in the 60s. You can be in the 60s, 70s. Be just fine.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's how I did it.
As usual, lied to as a child.
I mean, that was a thing in school. Happened to me too.
Yeah.
Not about these games, but happened to me too all the time. All right. Any last things to say about Dragoon?
Like I was saying, I like the story. Like it's a goofy RPG, but it follows all the normal beats that you have. Guy wants revenge. Honestly, like I said, I'm honestly surprised it even went with the whole like evil dad route, which is even funnier because I didn't even see that coming at all.
I was surprised.
Yeah, and then him becoming like you getting like, what the hell is his name, like Lewis, or the main bad guy you fight throughout the whole game until he's not the bad guy anymore.
Lloyd. I had to think about it.
It's always something goofy like that.
A week ago.
Yeah. Lloyd giving you his Dragoon crystal and you becoming like super armor is really cool. I like that actually. You don't like that?
No, I thought it was ugly and stupid.
I don't like the eye patch. It's the only part I don't like.
And that was bad too.
And then I do think it's funny that there's a scene. It's like this too, where like you fall off a cliff or something with Rose, and she's like, "You look like my lover," and then like several hours later, you find out that like you're her lover's son. It's like, oh, that's kind of weird now.
Oh yeah, it got strange. I didn't really care for that. I was like, I mean, she's not sleeping with you or anything like that, so it's not like they didn't go down that route. But I still was like, I don't really care for this.
Yeah, that's technically your grandma, dude.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
No, your mother is the one that got murdered in the town that he met 11,000 years later.
Yeah.
Or 10,000 years later, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, it's okay. Technically, that's your dad's girlfriend, dude. Congratulations.
Yes.
You've been hanging out with your dad's girlfriend this whole time.
But you don't sleep with her, so it's okay. They're not like they really went that. You don't even kiss her or anything, so it's okay.
Well, she is like the mom of the group, which I do think is kind of interesting too. Is because she's the one that always like explains. Yeah, she's ancient.
Well, she's ancient, and she's the only one that understands the Dragoon stuff because she's been a Dragoon back from the Dragoon campaign where nobody else, they weren't around for years, and all of a sudden they're being reactivated.
What were they called? The winglets?
Winglies.
Winglies? I don't remember that at all either. That was a weird twist for me too.
You guys wouldn't have gotten that far. Because it's after you get Maru that you find out about the Winglies.
Maru's pretty cool too.
I didn't use her, but she's one of the best characters if you're playing speedrunning, I guess.
Big Hammer.
All right. Should we go to What's your shelf stacker box?
Stack it. I do agree the game's a little bit goofy, but I always believe the way I usually do your review system, I think you should at least play this once. So that's usually my stack is my reference for that. You should at least play it once or twice. It's a really cool game. Now you're right. You really shouldn't play this twice because most RPGs you should not play more than once because they are fucking long. I am still not. Yeah, well, I still can't get past the opening to Persona 5 because I beat that game. And replaying the director's cut is pretty much the exact same game until the halfway point.
I need to give you an excuse at some point, but then I have to play it too. So
yeah,
I want to.
It's okay.
I really want to.
It's very easy to speedrun that game, and I'll tell you how to whenever you play it.
One of them might be this year, but we shall see.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a good game. You guys probably can play the story, so of course I'm gonna listen to the episode. But like, I think the story is just fine. It's every '90s JRPG that came into America and this goofy kind of thing. So I liked it. But yeah, I totally give it a stack.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining, Joe, and stay tuned for the rest of our opinion.
Off I go.
All right, we should go to Shelf Stacker Box, and I'm going to lead us in because I want to. I'll put this on the shelf. I had a good time replaying this game. I mean, besides some of my issues with story here and there, because I just had fun. And I also did play the PC port, which is better because quality of life. But so I'm putting that version on the shelf. Dominic.
This is probably a box for me. I more than just the story being what it is and my feelings on that, just the act of playing it was surprisingly rough. And I guess I could play the PC version, or I could try it on PS3. Maybe that might play it better, but I don't know. But
might not break as much.
Through both of those things, it was a little bit of a hassle. So not one I would go back to. I would go back to many others first. Let's say that.
Fair. Kyle.
I've got it on my shelf, so I'm gonna say shelf. Like, it's probably like I said, top 10 PS1 RPG is not my favorite. I think the addition system is amazing. I think the story has its legs and it gets you through well enough. Like, this is a B tier RPG. It's the only one that this company made, only chance at it, and I think they did pretty well. Like, it sold a lot of copies, honestly. I've seen a lot of stuff on here. Came out the same year as Final Fantasy IX, and like I'd probably put it on par with that, straight up. Like I don't think either of those games is really better or worse than the other one. So I think this is a good one. Belongs on the shelf. It's a fun romp. I think people would like it.
I haven't played 9 in enough years to comment on that.
9 is not fun for me personally.
I remember loving 9, but that was over 2 decades ago, so I can't speak. You probably played it sooner than me, or more recent than me, I'm assuming.
I wouldn't go back to it. I'd play 8 ahead of 9.
We did 8 and 7 already, so.
Yeah. I love
and
8.
6.
8's amazing.
And 4.
8's
and 1.
better than people give it credit for, yeah.
100%. 8 I really like. You play the remaster version of 8. That is really fucking good, because you could just skip all the bullshit and don't have to worry about it. It's just a much more fun game.
Talk about bad story. Still love the game.
I love 8 story.
8 story is much better than this.
Only if Squall's dead. Otherwise, no. Makes no sense.
Hey, the game makes a pretty convincing argument that he could be dead.
If he's dead, fantastic. If you take it for what it is, and Guna's the king of the world for some reason.
Hey, that image they show you at the end of the game of Squall's head, I don't know, man.
He's dead.
With the hole in his face.
Yeah, that's just creepy as fuck.
8's weird. 8 is a very weird game in so many ways, but I really like it.
Yeah.
All right, and we should introduce what I'm talking about next week. Next week, you can hear about new Pokemon Snap. So I'm looking forward to that because I bought that game shortly after it came out and have never played it. So
fair.
That's why it's on the shelf. Give me an excuse to. I bought it for my wife, and she was like, "This is really cool," and then that didn't last long.
Did you play Pokemon Snap original?
We did on the show a long time ago. Yes.
How'd you feel about that one?
I liked it. I remember liking it, but it's nostalgic talking too. So
hell yeah.
But
it was good. It's pretty good.
Right, we should go to plugs. Yes, that's what I do next. Dominic, where can people find you at?
You can find me on the Dissonant Waves podcast. We are on YouTube. It's a good, fun music show. Come in and check us out. You can also find me on the Old Blood Facebook group.
And Kyle.
And on the RPGshow.com. Check us out on Blue Sky as well. Hope we will be doing our Trails in the Sky first chapter episode pretty soon. And stay tuned. We've got another fan vote for my game coming up probably in a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice. You usually post that in our Discord too, so people can vote on there too.
Still need to get
You
Earthbound.
didn't-
It's the last one in our graphic that we haven't played yet.
You
Surprisingly,
don't need to play
haven't played it.
Earthbound. I mean, it should be part of your show.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
like
in our
Earthbound.
it's in our graphic, and we haven't covered it. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'd be the same. That would bother me.
I just
I get
replayed Trails in the Sky 1 recently. It's a very good game.
Fantastic game. It's my game of the year last year.
I need to play the remake, but I want to play the original trilogy first.
Someday I'll play that series. Someday.
Yeah, I bought a PSP for it, and then I didn't
You're
get the full
probably right,
trilogy. And then I bought a Steam Deck to make sure I could actually play the third one the way that I wanted to play it.
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah, I'll
remaking,
probably
like,
never
one
get
a
to
year
it.
now, plus a new game
Yeah.
per year. Like Falcom is dominating the RPG market.
Good for them, honestly.
Somebody needs to take it over.
All right, and then I should do my plugs. If you enjoyed this episode, over 900 other episodes of this podcast, we do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. You can search for anything you want on Podbean. You never know what we cover, because we cover random shit, so try it sometime. Look at our huge catalog. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon. Little Dog vote in our Patreon poll. This month we have 2 polls. Next month will be 1, and hopefully 2 again after that. I just got to get caught up again. And also, if you donate $10 or more, I will plug your podcast or YouTube every episode I make, like these wonderful people, Phoebe Stanton, the Let's Play Princess on YouTube and Twitch, and also has her own podcast, Nerds of Broadcast, and check out Zach's podcast. Absolutely the best podcast of work in progress. Talk about the MCU movies, MCU adjacent movies, and they are currently doing the Alien Predator franchise, and they're getting pretty far into that, actually. So check them out. And we give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro, Helena at Hell Hastreak. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And please join our Discord. If you want to be a part of the show, suggest things for the show, join the Discord. We're always having new people join us. Really cool. I think it's a really cool group, but I'm biased. But join our Discord anyway. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, and rate and reviews where you get your podcast. That helps out the algorithm and makes me happy. I think that's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
This is a Mel of a Hess. We gotta go.